because my friends love to travel and stay in beautiful hotels. They also like to get away from it all, and I'm sure they'll be interested in chat and chill because it's such a relaxing place with great food and drinks and chill. I know some of my friends are into the historic places in the Bahamas, so St. Andrew's Anglican Church will definitely be interesting for them. But it was the coastline adventure tour of the beautiful Exuma chain of islands that really was the must-see, must-do of this fab venture. From pigs to sharks to turtles to those really friendly iguanas to millionaires' islands to caves, my day on the sea in Exuma was breathtaking and very memorable. And I know all of my friends will definitely come with me on my next trip to Exuma if I decide to make Bella Destiny my home away from home. I know this will not be my only trip to Exuma. There's lots more to see and do there. I must see when I can schedule a return. There they are now. Time for a fabulous Exuma onion meal, some good wine, and great friends. Fabulous living, Bahamian style, the Exuma way.
Movies and magazines. Get a taste of the islands, enjoy everything. Embark on a journey.
After 66 steps, I'm Matea Cunningham. This is ZNS.
It's What's Trending with Jiminita Swain and the Bahama Beauty at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas from Studio A. It all starts right now.
It's Tuesday, March 24th, and the conversation starts here. I'm Jiminita Swain, and this is What's Trending. Let's see what everyone is talking about today. The realities of modern motherhood. We're talking pregnancy, toddlers, marriage, work, and leadership, and how to manage burnout without losing yourself. But also, stress and burnout aren't just in your head. They can make your body vulnerable to serious illness. We're breaking down how ignoring signs could put you at risk for something much bigger. Up last, we've got Trend Tracker, where we'll take you through the biggest stories, the latest headlines, and the trending moments everyone's talking about. We've got more lined up for you, so stay right there. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Brent Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales here at CBS Bahamas. When it comes to hardware or home improvement items, we guarantee the lowest prices. That's our price match guarantee. If you find anything we sell for a lower price anywhere in the Bahamas, let us know about it. We will beat that price. We want your business. Shop at CBS Bahamas or cbsbahamas.com.
What's trending in business? Who's making major money moves, and how's it shaping your future? This is Economics, your front row seat to the biggest stories in business, innovation, and finance. Powered by the Sand Dollar, the digital currency of the Central Bank of the Bahamas. It's fast, secure, Bahamian. We're breaking down the numbers, the news, and what it means to you. Tune in every Thursday at 6 p.m. for the trends, the insights, and the stories that matter. Get informed, get inspired, get in the mix with Economics. Is one of life's most rewarding experiences, but it can also be exhausting, especially when you're juggling a pregnancy, a toddler, marriage, work, and leading a meaningful organization. We're diving into a real conversation with Zemi Stewart, who is managing it all while staying present in everyday life. So she's here to share her journey, how to recognize burnout, and practical ways to cope while keeping balance. Welcome back to the show, Zemi.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
It's always a pleasure having you here with us. So, Zemi, you're a mom, a wife, a professional, and you founded your own organization. What does a typical day look like for you while trying to balance all of those roles?
So a typical day starts at around 6:30. I wake up, I get my son up, we get him going, get his breakfast ready, get him to school, go to work. We have to leave work a little bit early to pick him up on time. And then you go home, get him settled, make sure you spend quality time with him before I adjust to try to do anything myself. And only when he's in bed, which is around 8 o'clock, do I work on anything to do with the organization primarily. We build a kind of cadence with my team where we talk throughout the day, but I have to wait until he's down before I can do anything, even work related, because he's just in that phase where he needs that attention.
And what has it been like navigating all of this while being pregnant and raising a toddler? Are there moments when you're like trying to pull it all together and something just catches you off guard?
Definitely. I think you have to give yourself a ton of grace. Sometimes you have to let things go. You can't let things build up. So, for example, I may not fold the clothes right away, but I can't let more than 3 loads go unfolded. That would be ridiculous. And I think that's a metaphor for so many things in life. Yes, you can let a few things slip, but don't let things pile up. Make sure that you are tackling them at a pace that works for you. And I know some women, they don't have the support in the house, like a husband or even an extra set of hands. But, you know, letting your husband know, like, you're not Superwoman. You may try to be, you may want to be, but sometimes you have to order in. Sometimes you need his help with the laundry. Sometimes, you know, him picking up stuff around the house after you've gone to bed is necessary for sanity. I've had moments where I had to tell my husband, listen, I'm about to go crazy because this place is just not okay. And he had to step up and really help. But we also have to make sure that we're voicing what's going on with us and not just keeping things in silence and building up resentment towards those in our community who really want to help us if we let them know. Some people want to babysit. Some people want to know how you're doing. And it's just a matter of us speaking up as well and letting them in a little bit into what we need.
So tell me then, at what point do you realize you were experiencing burnout? And what were some of the first signs for you? Because you talked about, you know, sharing a little bit more with your community, but obviously there are some key indicators personally for you when you say, this looking like a little bit too much for me.
So there's burnout and then there's overwhelm. I think burnout is at the very end of the spectrum when you have let things pile up and you've exhausted yourself and depleted yourself so completely that, you know, functioning is very difficult. I more so stay in the lane of overwhelm where I know like there's a ton of things to do as a woman. And hopefully men are watching this and you can listen. When I go into a house, my house, I don't just see a few. My husband will see, oh yeah, this place just needs to tidy up. No, I don't see that. I see baseboards that need to clean. I see dishes that need to wash. I see a sink that needs to wash. I don't just see a cluttered fridge. I see a fridge that needs to deep clean. So our mind is working differently. And I think, like I said, being vocal about what you need and also taking the time to do things in stages really helps with you not crashing out. So if all you could do in one weekend is clean the fridge, clap yourself up because you did something awesome that day. One day, all I was able to do, especially as a pregnant mama, 6 months in, all I was able to do was reorganize my son's shoes. And that was a win for me because every time I went in that closet and I saw his shoes all tumble up, I would feel the weight of it, like, oh my gosh, there's something I need to do. So if you only get to do that one thing that day, that's a win. And we need to celebrate each and every single win. If all you did was come home and get your son fed into bed, that's a win too. If all you're able to do is spend a little bit of quality time, connect on their level, that's a win too. So really celebrating the little things will help you get from day to day.
And then maybe you know that burnout isn't just physical, it hits emotionally and mentally too. So how has it affected you and what did you learn about yourself through it?
Well, I learned that I really, really need community. I am abroad and I know a lot of young families abroad. So we don't have the village. We don't have the cousin to come over, the mommy to babysit. We just don't have that. A lot of things we have to do ourselves. And so again, I think it's really recognizing when you're in a spiral, realizing when you have too much on your plate, and taking stuff off your plate as needed. I had to unenroll from university courses because it was just too much at that time. I had to be honest with my boss and let them know this is how much I can handle. Like, you have to speak up and advocate for yourself to let people know what season of life you're in and what you can handle on your plate. You don't need to be a shining star, taking on every single thing and weighing yourself down just to show people that you can do it. No one needs to see you going under, because all they're really seeing you do is drown and flounder. So what we need to see you doing is thriving and surviving. And so if you need to push things off, that's fine. For me, one of the biggest things is being realistic with my team. So I told them, you guys, this is a crazy season. I may message you late at night. Please mute me, please ignore me. I just had to get it out. Some things I save for later. I tell them you could answer me in 48 hours. Please feel no pressure. But they needed to know how I'm working in this season, just so they know I'm not encroaching on their boundaries. And sometimes if that's how you need to work, you need to communicate with people. So across the spectrum, it's all working out fine. And I think you reach that cadence with people through communication. I think the biggest way to avoid burnout and overwhelm is to communicate. Communicate your boundaries, communicate your overwhelm, communicate your state of being, and be open to how people receive that and working through strategies together to get you where you need to be.
And speaking about working through it together, being a mom and a wife at the same time has its own challenges. So how do you and your partner navigate these seasons together?
Again, the communication. So my husband, for example, this week, he has practices for church. He's a part of this movie production, has more practices. So those are nights that I'm on my own with my son, and we have to coordinate a little bit differently, maybe leave work a little bit earlier, or even today, because I'm doing this, he has to go get my son and circle back to work for me. So it all is about making sure that you're on the same page. I would say make sure you're connecting, especially on your schedules, and understanding what you both have going on and to know where help is needed. And we need to not be afraid to step on toes. And you're thinking, like, that's your spouse. Of course you can speak up. A lot of wives do not speak up. They do not speak up. They want to be seen as the strength of the home. They want to be seen as that strong vessel. A lot of people want to be seen as the strong one. And so they are just suffering in silence. I refuse to suffer in silence. I lost my mom as a very, very young girl. And so I never want to have my children lose me in that way. Part of that is being firm, like, I'm not prioritizing myself, or I'm not speaking up for my needs and advocating for myself and letting people know when I need help. And so that changed, my whole perspective on life, living, motherhood, wifehood, the whole gamut.
And that's a lot of good information there. And so for moms or anyone feeling the weight of it all, what's your advice on asking for help and building a strong support system? Like you mentioned, it's not as strong as you would like it where you're at now, but people have options. What advice would you give to those persons who need to see some light at the end of the tunnel?
Well, sometimes we need to pay for what we need. That's a reality. So some people, that may mean you need to enroll your child in some sort of daycare or schooling. If that is not available for you and you're thinking you really need time away, again, that's advocating with your partner. If you have any friendships around you, trying to build trust and relationships where you can do that, even if it's like we're as a group, a collective of adults and our children are right there, it still is giving you a moment to really relax a little bit and not have to be so engaged. And then I think really just building a network of people you can trust and being real with people. And even if all you need is a phone call to your best friend, no matter where she is, saying, hey, I just really need to vent and talk to you. A lot is going on. It's the different ways that we could build community and get our emotional needs met, even with people being far away. And I also advocate for if you need to take a trip away, take a trip away. If you need a staycation, there's a hotel property right across the street from where I live. I told my husband, I said, one day I'm going to go over there and have the best sleep of my life. So whatever you need, I think you need to make steps towards that, and making sure that you put your mask on first. We hear it all the time on the plane, but we're not doing it as mothers. Put your oxygen mask on first, and stop trying to put your mask on the child and then focus on you.
That makes a lot of sense. So do you find then that people feel that sometimes maybe they need to give themselves permission to slow down, to recharge, and show up fully for the people and projects that matter most to them? Because, like you said, some people just want to go, go, go. But if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't refill your vessel, how can you do what you need to do?
Definitely. We need to make sure that we're in a good place to pour out. We need to make sure our cups are being refilled because we spend so much time pouring.
Well, thank you so much, Sammy, for sharing your story with us today. Your journey is definitely a powerful reminder that even when life gets overwhelming, support, self-care, and grace make all the difference. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. God bless.
Same to you. Well, on this World Tuberculosis Day, we'll show you how burnout can weaken your immune system and why TB remains a global threat. That's after the break.
You already started. You turned your passion into income. Time to level up. The Tourism Development Corporation's calling entrepreneurs ages 18 to 35 to enter the Blue, Orange, and Green Economy Pitch Competition on March 30th. If you're building something connected to tourism, this is your opportunity. This is your chance. Visit tdcbahamas.com to learn more about the different economies, program eligibility, and apply by March 23rd.
Sweet and spicy, marinated right, tossed with chili. Garlic and ginger have many flavors, like honey barbecue.
Signature hot wings, turn up the heat for you. Those pepper wings, what's your flavor?
Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken. So many flavors to try. What's your flavor? Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new.
Signature hot wings.
What's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken.
Those pepper wings.
What's trending in business? Who's making major money moves? And how's it shaping your future? This is Economics, your front row seat to the biggest stories in business, innovation, and finance. Powered by the sand dollar, the digital currency of the Central Bank of the Bahamas. It's fast, secure, Bahamian. We're breaking down the numbers, the news, and what it means to you. Tune in every Thursday at 6 p.m. for the trends, the insights, and the stories that matter. Get informed, get inspired, get in the mix with Economics. Segment, we talked about burnout, the exhaustion, the brain fog, the feeling of running on empty. But here's what many people don't realize. Burnout doesn't just live in your mind, it can actually show up in your body. When stress becomes constant, it can weaken your immune system, making you more vulnerable to infections and serious illnesses. And that's why today's focus is so important. Today marks World Tuberculosis Day, a global effort to raise awareness about tuberculosis, also known as TB. Tuberculosis is a contagious disease that mainly affects the lungs and spreads through the air when an infected person coughs or sneezes. And while it's both preventable and curable, it continues to impact millions of people around the world every year. In fact, according to the World Health Organization, TB remains one of the leading causes of death from infectious disease globally. This day also recognizes a major medical breakthrough when Robert Koch identified the bacteria responsible for TB back in 1882, changing the future of diagnosis and treatment. Now here's where it all connects. If your body is already run down from stress, fatigue, burnout, it becomes harder to fight off infections like TB. Symptoms such as persistent coughing, chest pain, fatigue, fever, and weight loss should never be ignored or brushed off as just being tired. So yes, take care of your mental health, but also listen to your body, because sometimes what feels like burnout could be your body asking for help in a much bigger way. From headlines to hot shows, Trend Tracker is your guide to what's trending. That's all coming up.
If you would like to be a part of What's Trending, DM us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS.
Heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. Out together, dancing cheek to cheek.
I'm Jordan, by the way. Tom.
From chaos on the runways to small-town drama and superhero shutdowns, we're covering it all this week on Trend Tracker. Buckle up, it's been a wild ride in news and entertainment. A tragic runway collision at LaGuardia Airport is still raising serious questions tonight. Late Sunday, an Air Canada Express CRJ 900 arriving from Montreal collided with a fire truck that was responding to another incident on the runway. The impact claimed the lives of both pilots and left dozens of passengers and crew injured. In the immediate aftermath, the airport was shut down as emergency crews responded and investigators moved in. Now, operations have resumed at LaGuardia with flights gradually returning to normal, but the investigation is far from over. Officials from the National Transportation Safety Board remain on the ground working to determine exactly how those two paths crossed in such a devastating way. This is still a developing story. We will continue to keep you updated as more details come in. Well, U.S. airports are feeling the heat with long security lines and staffing shortages. Federal officials have deployed ICE agents to more than a dozen major airports to help manage crowds and support overwhelmed TSA teams. Officials stress these agents aren't screening passengers. They're there to keep order, not handle baggage or immigration checks. The move has sparked mixed reactions. Some travelers feel safer, while others worry ICE's presence adds confusion, given its enforcement role outside airports. Authorities say the deployment is temporary as airports work to get back to normal operations. Or from international headlines, we turn right here to the region, where CARICOM governments are stepping up with a coordinated humanitarian mission to Cuba. Led by CARICOM Chair Dr. Terrence Drew, member states are pitching in with supplies like food, medical essentials, water tanks, batteries, and solar equipment to help communities recover and build resilience across the Caribbean. The mission comes as Cuba continues its broader recovery following recent energy disruptions, and regional partners are working together to ensure aid gets where it's needed most. Even Mexico is lending a hand, helping source supplies and facilitate shipment logistics straight to Cuba, showing that regional solidarity is more than just words, it's action. Well, back here at home, serious concerns after two separate fatal incidents involving off-duty police officers over the weekend. Prime Minister Philip Davis says he's been fully briefed and has extended condolences to the families, including the death of an American national and another case where a man was shot following a confrontation with an officer. He emphasizes both incidents are under full and transparent investigation, and if the evidence supports criminal charges, the law must move swiftly, reminding everyone that the badge can never place anyone above the law. The Prime Minister is also calling for a wider review of off-duty firearm policies, strengthened de-escalation standards, and the use of less lethal options, aiming to give officers the tools to protect life whenever possible. Well, switching gears from the headlines to the screens, if you're looking for drama, suspense, and jaw-dropping twists, Netflix has you covered. Beauty in Black is officially back, and fans are already buzzing online. Season 2 turns up the heat with power struggles, shifting alliances, and high-stakes family drama at the center of Bel-Air empire. Social media is on fire as viewers react to every betrayal, shocking move, and plot twist, with many saying this season is even more intense than the first. Between ambition, family feuds, and non-stop twists, Beauty in Black is climbing straight back to the top of Netflix's trending charts. So grab your popcorn. This is the drama you don't want to miss. Well, from intense drama to heartwarming small-town stories, Virgin River is back on Netflix, and fans are already turning in for another season of heartfelt twists and emotional drama. The latest season brings back all of your favorite faces as relationships are tested, long-held secrets come to light, and the small town of Virgin River delivers its signature mix of comfort and intensity. Viewers around the world are sharing their reactions online, and once again, the series is climbing Netflix's most watched chart. So whether you're here for the romance, the drama, or just a good binge, Virgin River is proving once again why everyone can't stop talking about it. And calling all superhero fans, there's a new buzz in town. Daredevil Born Again is back on Disney Plus, and it's bringing the grit, the drama, and all the courtroom chaos you remember with Matt Murdock facing some of his toughest battles yet, both in and out of the law. So fans are already lighting up social media, calling this one the most talked about superhero return of the year, Between the darker tune, intense action, and signature Marvel intrigue, it's a must-watch for anyone craving high-stakes hero drama. So suit up, stream it now, and join the conversation. Daredevil is back, and he's not holding back. Well, that's a wrap for this week's Trend Tracker. From breaking news at home and across the region to the shows everyone's talking about online, we've got your complete roundup. We'll see you next week for more stories making waves everywhere. Stay tuned. What's Trending comes back after the break with even more.
And my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. Out together, dancing cheek to cheek.
I'm Jordan, by the way. Tom.
On Wednesday's show, whether it's Nigiri on the plate or Negroni in hand, we're talking flavor, style, and the perfect pairing with Chef Marcus Samuelson. Well, thanks for watching. Stay connected with us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS. We'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. See you later.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition has a look at stories making news tonight. Residents reacting on the government's move to acquire the Grand Bahama Power Company. Also, parliamentary officials push for an increase in voter registration. And the gas prices rise again. Find out what you'll now pay at the pumps.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, power, pressure, and a major decision as the government moves to acquire the Grand Bahama Power Company. It's been a long debated issue, and as the historic change takes motion, residents are weighing in on how this power shift can impact the future of Grand Bahama. Sherelle Daines has tonight's top story.
The government is now moving ahead with plans to acquire the Grand Bahama Power Company following announcements in the House of Assembly this week. And while officials say this move could change the island's energy landscape, residents are now looking ahead and speaking to what this would mean for their daily lives.
When you can look at the fact that your light bill is more than your mortgage, that's something that's wrong. And so it sends a red flag. And so therefore, I want to commend the government, and I think it's a wonderful idea. And I just feel that the people in Grand Bahama need to come together, unite together, put aside the politics, and look at what is best for Grand Bahama.
For many residents, the concern is cost, as high electricity bills continue to weigh heavily on households. One resident drawing comparisons across the islands put it this way.
In the outer islands, their bills are a lot cheaper than ours, and I don't know why it is so costly here in Grand Bahama. But I'm all for it. I hope that everything goes well, and I pray for the great success of the transition if it happens, and hopefully it does.
I think it's going to be better for us. The rate should be within the capacity that it should be placed in. So I think it's amazing that the government is seeking to acquire the Grand Bahama Power Company.
But not everyone is sold on the plan, as one resident is urging caution, questioning whether now is the right time for such a significant investment.
I do not
agree at this moment and this time that that is a favorable or good move for this present administration to be acquiring this company, especially when you speak of having to borrow in order to purchase. That's not good business sense, and that's not good business management of the people's resources.
Meantime, the Minister for Grand Bahama, during her contribution to the House of Assembly, maintains that this move is a step toward long-term stability and growth for the island.
For the people of Grand Bahama, the practical meaning of this debate is straightforward. They want a stronger system. They want better service. They want a fairer basis on which power is produced, financed, and managed. They want relief from a burden that has sat too heavily upon family budgets and commercial life. They want to feel that Grand Bahama's future is being treated with the seriousness and respect it deserves.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Sherelle Dames.
Now, government officials are expected to debate those resolutions in the House of Assembly tomorrow. Be sure to stay tuned for that. Meantime, concerns growing tonight over low voter registration turnout in Grand Bahama as election officials warn that despite a slight increase, numbers are still falling short. Assistant Parliamentary Commissioner Denise Pinder is urging residents to register and update their voters' cards, especially in areas impacted by boundary changes, as uncertainty remains over the date of the next general election. Shalia Rowe reports.
All I can say is that elections would be soon, and that's all I'll be prepared to say this time.
The nation's leader sounding an alarm on how soon the next general election may be. Meantime, the Parliamentary Registration Department says while there has been a slight increase in the number of people coming in to register, the turnout remains below expectations. This according to Assistant Parliamentary Commissioner Denise Pinder, who says officials are not satisfied with the current pace, especially given the uncertainty surrounding the date of the next general election.
Ceases when the writ of elections are issued. So if a writ of election is issued tomorrow, and we never know the date, if we will process and persons come tomorrow morning and that writ is issued, anyone registering tomorrow would not be eligible to vote. It would be everyone the day before at the end of the business day.
Pinder is also encouraging registered voters to update their voter's card, particularly those living in areas affected by recent boundary changes. She pointed specifically to constituencies like Central Grand Bahama, where adjustments have impacted multiple polling divisions.
This time around, we're making the changes based on the boundaries Commission's report to the documents we're holding, the counterfoils. But we need all persons who are affected by these recent boundary changes to come in. Grand Bahama is no exception.
Meanwhile, Pinder says maintaining accurate voter records is crucial to ensuring a smooth and transparent election process.
Almost every 2 weeks, we're in the process of printing out registers and then verifying based on the document that we maintain for the voters, which are counterfoils, that we're accounting for everybody, and the information recorded for persons is accurate on the register.
With the clock ticking and uncertainty surrounding the election date, officials are making a final push for residents in Grand Bahama to register, update their information, and be ready, stressing that participating in their democratic process begins long before Election Day. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Rowe.
Thanks, Shalia. Well, gas prices are set to rise once again tomorrow, adding further pressure on consumers already grappling with rising living costs. Now, while that exact increase remains unclear, industry leaders say ongoing global conflicts and economic uncertainty continue to impact fuel prices worldwide. Jolanda Thompson-Everest has the details in this report.
Motorists are waking up to another increase at the pumps tomorrow as gas prices rise yet again. Gas station manager here at Municipal Motors says they've already seen a surge in customers, with drivers rushing to not only fill their vehicles, but gas containers as well, hoping to beat the increase.
Definitely seen a change in business. And in fact, I need to make sure that I have enough pump attendant on duty, because I don't want a situation where people pull up and there's nobody there to assist them.
The Ministry of Economic Affairs has issued a price control notice advising the public of a change in unleaded gasoline prices effective Wednesday, March 26. The notice outlines a maximum supplier price of $5.30, a maximum distributor price of $5.30, and a maximum retail selling price of $6.14 per gallon. Meanwhile, it remains uncertain how much further prices could shift, but Anthony Johnson warns they could climb even higher.
I really don't know whether the government is going to some later time say, well, okay, we got to go up some more, or we just stick with the $6.14.
Municipal Motors, which operates under FOCA Limited, is set to reset its pump prices by 11:59 p.m. tonight. Johnson notes that customers are increasingly concerned as they brace for another increase.
They've been questioning us whether our prices are going up as well, and I informed them yes. So we have been getting a rush on the pump for people trying to fuel up their vehicles before the price change.
Even amid rising concern, Johnson says Bahamians remain resilient, noting that for many there is little choice but to go with the flow.
We know how to strive, we know how to overcome. It's going to affect us, but the thing is going to be that there's nothing else we can do. We just have to deal with the situation.
We also spoke with several residents, many of whom were unaware of the upcoming price change.
So that means I got to fill up my gas tank today. In this economy, we don't have to. What is it going up to anyway?
The prices are uncertain.
Uncertain. And it's already 5-something. So what else it could go to?
It's so hurtful that we have to punish for what they're doing.
I feel like they should just wait, linger on, because the minute you see gas price in America drop again, they ain't gonna rush to drop it around here, but the minute it go up, they want to rush to change it. That ain't making no sense.
Back-to-back fuel hikes in under 2 weeks as the war in Ukraine and rising global inflation continue to push up energy costs. On March 12, gas rose from $5.15 to $5.34, bonded fuel from $4.90 to $4.99, and bonded diesel from $3.28 to $3.36. And now prices are up again. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson, Everest.
Well, a sweeping compendium of education reform bills now before Parliament is gaining support, with Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini Kingsley Smith backing the package, calling it a major step toward modernizing learning and better preparing Bahamian students for the future. Shalia Roll reports.
Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini Kingsley Smith has thrown his support behind the proposed Education Bill 2026, describing it as a transformative step towards a more relevant and inclusive education system. Making his contribution during debate in the House of Assembly, Smith says the bill addresses key concerns for families in his constituency, particularly those who depend heavily on preschools and local daycare centers.
By establishing this commission, we are telling those parents that their children are not just staying somewhere, they are learning somewhere. We are ensuring that a child in West End receives the same cognitive stimulation and quality care as a child in the most expensive private school in Nassau.
According to Smith, the bill promotes a more cohesive approach to education reform, introducing a curriculum that reflects the environment and realities of Bahamian students, emphasizing that the proposed change aimed to merge culture with opportunity, creating pathways that are both practical and relevant to student lives.
When we coordinate our youth organizations through this commission, we ensure that a young man in 8 Mile Rock has a direct path to mentorship, job training, and conflict resolution. We are placing the culture of the street with a culture of opportunity.
The West Grand Bahama and Bimini MP adding that the bill also places greater focus on emerging and traditional industries, including maritime careers and digital sciences, areas he says are crucial to the country's future.
This bill allows for a curriculum that finally speaks to the environment of the student. It means we can lean into the maritime arts and the digital sciences. It means that the boy in Bimini who knows the tides better than he knows his textbooks can finally have an education system that values his natural genius and turns it into a professional career.
He maintained that the Education Bill 2026 represents a forward-thinking shift designed to better prepare Bahamian students for real-world opportunities. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Roll.
And still to come,
The University of the Bahamas Northern Campus hosting its annual Business Week. Stay tuned. That story, sports, and more when we come back.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
It's a big weekend at Dolly Madison on March 27th and 28th. It's Dolly's excellent early Easter deals. Get 25% off store-wide. It's the perfect time to get everything you need to spring into the next season. That's March 27th and 28th. 25% off the entire store. Now that's some excellent savings. Open Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Dolly Madison.
This is definitely the time for BAMSI to continue to build on the progress that we've made. There's now drone technology. There's now year-round container farming. You have hydroponics. You have aquaponics. You have precision farming. There have been record numbers of enrollments, record numbers of flat fishing certifications. We've had record enrollments in our online courses. Students from across the family of islands. Because in BAMSI, we're not just cultivating produce. We're cultivating producers.
Big savings are here. The Do It Center is having a 2-day store-wide sale. Enjoy 20% off store-wide. Plus Saturday only get 30% off kitchen cabinets. Happening March 27th through the 28th from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Visit them today on Grand Bahama Highway. Do It Center. Let's get it done.
Save more drugs, from cosmetics to prosthetics. What you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, vitamins you need, and prescriptions you can feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. The University of the Bahamas Northern Campus recently hosting its annual Business Week, focusing on innovation, entrepreneurship, and the changing global economy. The week-long event began in New Providence and concluded in Grand Bahama, bringing together entrepreneurs and industry leaders to engage students on modern business trends. Organizers say the goal is to empower students to think innovatively, speak confidently, and understand how global changes are shaping local opportunities. UB North Business Week Coordinator Brendira Brennan says the event often inspires students to launch their own ventures.
We've had persons that have tried to start businesses and had a lot of good communication, and so it's been pretty helpful for the students to be exposed to these different industries. And we hope to just continue to improve. We're trying to find different ways to encourage the students to be aware of what's going on the island, and so we're looking forward to just trying different things and reaching out to other individuals on industries that students may not be aware of.
Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, and Managing Director Terrence Roberts III encouraged students to seize opportunities in key sectors, including digital industries, maritime services, agriculture, and tourism. They urged them to become innovators and job creators, helping to transform the island's economic landscape.
The era of being a passive participant in the Bahamian economy is over. The infrastructure is being laid. Innovate 242 will be your digital gateway. The Business Incubator will be your laboratory. For you students, I want you to step out of the classroom mindset and into the ownership mindset.
True innovation often requires the courage to build something different. Sometimes the greatest opportunities are found in places where very few people are looking. As you continue your journey here at the University of the Bahamas, don't just ask yourself, what job will I get? Ask yourself, what problem can I solve?
While following a highly contested weekend stretch, the Urban Renewal Authority hosting students from primary, junior high, and senior high schools across Grand Bahama as part of its second annual speech competition. Acting Deputy Director of Urban Renewal Lloyd Grant notes the top students out of the 3 divisions will now have the opportunity to represent Grand Bahama in the upcoming national edition of the competition in the nation's capital.
This weekend past, we celebrated our second annual national speech competition. And we have a cadre of winners that's here with us today. And our purpose for gathering is to give them their reward.
With Ashnell Duncombe of Weston Primary School, Renard Mader of Sunland Baptist Academy, and Jaden Forbes of St. George's High School announced as the respective winners of the primary, junior high, and senior high divisions, the program's deputy director shares his confidence in the pupils' ability to make Grand Bahama proud.
But of course, we know that we have the best right here in Grand Bahama. And their job is to travel into New Providence next weekend, next week Friday to be exact. And they're going there for one purpose, and that is to collect some wonderful hardware and bring it back here to the island of Grand Bahama.
We salute our Facebook friend of the night, Sylvanus Bethel. Thank you so much for your support, and we hope that you enjoyed your day. That is a look at stories making news. Shane, what's happening in sports?
So we got 17 athletes from Grand Bahama headed off to Grenada for Career Club. Plus, VJ continues to make history.
It's going to be an exciting trip for you.
Definitely. I can't wait for it.
All right, that's coming away next. Be sure to stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Partnership with Prosperina AgTech present Raised Bed Gardening Training. 3 weeks of hands-on learning for just $100. Classes start April 28th. Call 727-5222 to register. Don't miss Third Dimension's pre-Easter store-wide sale. Get 20% off store-wide and 15% off tiles, March 27th and 28th. Shop in store on Yellow Pine Street or online at thirddimension242.com. Third Dimension, everything you need for less.
New roads and airports are connecting our islands. Energy reform is bringing electricity prices down, while young Bahamians are stepping up, gaining new skills for new opportunities. Respect for workers, support for entrepreneurs. We're modernizing energy and infrastructure across our islands and preparing Bahamians to succeed in a new economy. Transformations this big take time. Let's choose progress.
Save more drugs. We got you. From cosmetics to prosthetics, what you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, the prices you need and deserve. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Welcome to the ZNS Total Sports Cave, everyone. I'm Shane Stubbs. The Dudley boys are 1 win away from the Grand Bahama Basketball Association Championships after taking a 2-0 series lead in their best-of-5 series over the Connect Shipping Jets. As head coach Denaro said, on the feet.
Our mindset was to come out with a high intensity because our guys are very talented. We know once we jump ahead early, there was no looking back from there.
The Dudley boys took full control of Game 2, leading by 23 points at the halftime break. By the end of the third quarter, that lead ballooned to as many as 31. They hit cruise control from there, ultimately taking the W 96-76, led by Trevor Baines, 28 points and 12 boards. Shamar Pinder added 13 points, 4 boards, and 4 dimes in the W.
I told them the record that we had in the postseason didn't matter. That undefeated record didn't matter. We got to come out and play every game like it's our last game, and that's what they did.
We have over at least 7-8 guys who could actually score the ball. So once we come out on defense, keep them from scoring, it should be easy for us.
Meanwhile, Game 1 of the Pizza Hut Lions and New Era Gym Rats was a close one, but the Lions would escape with the 78-70 win. Leon Cooper posted 26 points, grabbed 7 boards, and dished out 5 times. Ahmad Pratt chipped in with 20 points and 9 boards in the W. Edwin Martinborough poured in a game-high 27 points and had 5 steals in the loss. The 77-member team for the 2026 Carifta Track and Field Championships have officially been released, and out of that number, 17 athletes from Grand Bahama will represent the 242 down at the Karani James Athletic Stadium in Grenada this Easter weekend. On the under-17 girls side, Trinity Rule is listed to compete in the 400-meter hurdles. Kiara Thomas will compete in the 200, 400, as well as the 4x1 and 4x400 meters. And Tamira Bullitt will throw in the discus. Meanwhile, for the under-20s, Anaya Nesbitt will compete in the heptathlon. Kiana Henschel is listed to compete in the long jump, and Tasia Thompson will compete in the discus throw. As for the males, Zion Bradford will compete in the 200 and 400 meters. Kylon Johnson will compete in the 100 meters and 4x100 meters. Emil Higgins is listed to compete in the 200 meters as well as the 4x100 meter pool. Avante Lotmore is listed to compete in the 100 meters as well as the 4x1 and 4x400 meters. And Nico Stewart is slated to compete in the discus. And for the under-20, Zion Shepard is listed down for relay duty in the 4x400 meters. Giovanna Bridgewater will compete in the 200 meters, 400 meters, as well as the 4x4. Eleanor Moxie is listed for 4x400 meter relay duty. Shanico Gibson will compete in the triple jump, while Joshua Williams and Dwight Jones are expected to compete in the high jump. And lastly, Valdez VJ Edgecombe posted a new career high in three-pointers made. Edgecombe would sink 7 of those while going off for 35 points and grabbing 6 boards and dishing out 4 dimes. However, he and the Philadelphia 76ers would be dealt an L at the hands of the Oklahoma City Thunder, 123-103. And that's your sports fix this evening, everybody. Your local forecast is next. I'm Shane Stubbs. Catch you all on The Rebound.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
At Save More Drugs, we got you. We got what you want. We got what you need. We got what you came for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Save more at Save More Drugs.
From island to island, a digital wave is sweeping across the Bahamas, and it's reached the shores of Long Island.
It's been very rewarding being here in Long Island and speaking with persons in the community. There's definitely an interest in what the digital financial services platforms have to offer. And it's also very insightful to understand some of the on-the-ground challenges that the community has. And I think it's important to see how we incorporate them in terms of the access to banking and payment services.
The Pay Fast, Live Digital campaign, powered by the Central Bank of the Bahamas and the Clearing Banks Association, is rolling out fast, safe, and easy digital payments across every island, making life simpler, quicker, and more convenient for everyone.
For business owners, you want more transactions. You want to be able to reach as many customers as you can. Therefore, you have to embrace the digital revolution with payments.
Digital payments are making life easier in Long Island. From quick taps to secure transfers, we're bringing real change to real communities. Join the movement that's transforming the way we pay.
The future of pay is digital.
Melinda Whitney, Teaching Diary.
One of the most damaging words a child can hear from a parent isn't a curse word. It's this one, disappointed, especially when it's used as a label and not a lesson. When a child hears, "I'm disappointed in you," they don't hear correction. They hear, "I'm not enough. I failed you. I lost your love." Discipline should correct behavior, not attack identity. There's a difference between saying, "That choice was disappointing," and saying, you disappoint me. One teaches responsibility, the other teaches shame. Correct the action. Protect the child's heart, because children don't need perfect parents. They need parents who discipline with love.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Seeing gas prices going up tomorrow, what will we doing?
Well, look, as I tell people before, it made no sense complaining about it. I ain't walking. Summer coming up, I ain't being hot sun walking.
What do you think about the person who said American prices go down, but our prices ain't get dropped? But when they go up, we go up.
Hey, that's a true stand, though. I gotta agree with him on that one.
I coming on my bike. I don't know. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. That's going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
I'm Shane Stubbs.
Thanks so much for watching as a live look at the Bahamas tonight. Coming your way next.
Business. Who's making major money moves and how's it shaping your future? This is Economics, your front row seat to the biggest stories in business, innovation, and finance. Powered by the Sand Dollar, the digital currency of the Central Bank of the Bahamas. It's fast, secure, Bahamian. We're breaking down the numbers, the news, and what it means to you. Tune in every Thursday at 6 p.m. for the trends, the insights, and the stories that matter. Get informed, get inspired, get in the mix with Economics.
What you see on this television station is governed by IRCA's Code of Practice for Content Regulation. The Code of Practice covers matters relating to program content that are of concern to the community, such as local content, news, current affairs, and programs for children, advertising, including political advertisements, and the responsibilities associated with broadcasting in the Bahamas. The code also covers aspects such as access services for the hearing and visually impaired, and the procedure for lodging a complaint about anything broadcasted by this television station. The code is available on IRCA's website at www.ircabahamas.bs. To receive a copy of the code by mail or in person, you may telephone IRCA at 242-393-0234. Family Island dialing is toll-free at 242-300-8722. Or you may send a request by email to info@ircabahamas.bs.
At Bahama Boulevard, I'm Sean Innes. This is ZNS.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, officials disclosing another development in their ongoing probe of identification documents. And this as a record-breaking number of Bahamians register for the fast-approaching general election. Plus, the Prime Minister calls for a full and transparent investigation into 2 recent police-involved shootings. And incidences of school violence nearly cut in half. Find out the impacts the turnaround is having on performance. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. Police and the use of firearms in the spotlight as authorities look into the circumstances of 2 recent killings at the hands of the police. The need for possibly new guidelines governing the use and training associated with service firearms also called into question. Lloyd Allen joins us in studio with all the details. Good evening, Lloyd.
Well, good evening to you and good evening, Bahamas. In a statement, Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, calls for a review of how off-duty officers can handle or utilize service weapons. His comments follow two separate fatal police-involved shootings, the most recent taking place on Monday. Now, the Prime Minister indicates that a full and transparent investigation has been initiated, and where the evidence supports criminal charges, the law must move swiftly. He says the badge can never place anyone above the law. The Prime Minister stressed that this moment also requires action beyond those two cases. And according to the Prime Minister, rules governing off-duty carriage of firearms, those to strengthen de-escalation standards and examine less lethal options for law enforcement agencies must be reviewed to ensure officers have stronger tools to protect life wherever possible. Now, one of the incidents involved the tragic death of an American national, and the second, fatal shooting reportedly linked to a confrontation which ended in one of the victims allegedly attacking an officer. MS Now Online has identified the American victim as 31-year-old Cody Castillo of Huntsville, Texas. The article is quoted that Costello was working here in the Bahamas for energy firm Pike Electric and was expecting his first child, a baby boy, in August with his wife, Makilia. A GoFundMe account has been opened to assist Castillo's wife. Now, while the Royal Bahamas Police Force is investigating both shootings, the Prime Minister has committed to a full and transparent investigation moving forward. Reporting in studio for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen. Back to you.
Well, thanks, Lloyd. Now, hard on the heels of U.S. Embassy officials calling for justice for the 31-year-old American man killed in Saturday's police-involved shooting in Western New Providence, National Security Minister, the Honorable Wayne Munro, gave reporters this update on that matter.
My understanding is that the police responded to the scene, acquired CCTV footage, as they always do, and commenced an investigation. And they will follow the investigation to its natural conclusion. If there's evidence that criminal charges should be levied, they will do it. If at the conclusion they determine that they are comfortable in levying criminal charges, it goes to a coroner's inquest. But in this instance, I understand that having investigated it, they were satisfied that a criminal investigation should be open. They've opened it, and I'm made to understand that there will be an outcome from it. I've not been briefed on him going to court. You must remember now that the DPP advises the police on charging. So the only thing I'm guaranteed to know is that a criminal investigation has been opened.
The National Security Minister insists these incidents will not be pushed under a rock.
In fact, a lot of the complaints or a lot of the conversation is about the number of law enforcement officers being charged before the court. Well, surely that is proof that law enforcement is just that. They enforce the law regardless of who you are.
We can also tell you tonight that a young woman's apparent attempt to take her own life Monday afternoon has been thwarted. Police have pinned down the time of the incident to 3:30 p.m. The 21-year-old was at her Pinewood Gardens home, and she reportedly ingested a significant amount of over-the-counter medication. She was taken to hospital for treatment and assessment. Up to news time, though, her condition was still unknown. The matter's under active investigations. In other news tonight, names linked to a passport fraud investigation have been found on the voters' register, raising new questions about the system's integrity. Leah Cooper spoke with the parliamentary commissioner and has the details in this next story.
12 of those 98 names suspected of passport fraud presented by the chief passport officer have made their way to the voters' registry. We learned this much from Parliamentary Commissioner Harrison Thompson.
We are presently addressing that issue, and we also had a visit from the police department who doing their investigations. So once we have concluded our investigations, we'll make some determination as to whether those persons should be on the register or they should not be.
And according to Commissioner Thompson, this revelation was made sometime last week. The confirmation comes as authorities continue a broader crackdown on fraudulent documents, including passports, birth certificates, and citizenship records. But how deep does this issue go? Asked if that number is expected to increase as investigations continue, Thompson says this.
Well, we live in an evolving society, so we don't want to predict. We hope that it don't. If it does, then we would address it as the case will arise.
That said, the parliamentary commissioner assures that the register's credibility remains intact, adding that it would appear that instances like this would have happened in previous election cycles, but because of due diligence, here's what happened.
Once it's in the light, then we address it. So the candidates and everybody are helping us in the process by going in their constituencies there and identifying people that they think should not be there and things of that nature.
Mr. Thompson insists that everything the Parliamentary Registration Department does is above ground, admitting that he's open to an independent audit following the next general election. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Leah Cooper.
Coming up, debate opens on a package of education bills passed last night in the lower chamber. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Those stories and more in a moment.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
I just found out that KFC has an irresistible promo.
Crunch into the juicy flavor of the new KFC Wrap Star. A classic made modern that's crunchy, melty, and grilled to perfection for all the journeys of your day. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
It's definitely the time for BAMSI to continue to build on the progress that we've made. There's now drone technology. There's now year-round container farming. You have hydroponics. You have aquaponics. You have precision farming. There have been record numbers of enrollments, record numbers of flat fishing certifications. We've had record enrollments in our online courses. Students from across the family of islands. Because in BAMSI, we are not just cultivating produce. We are cultivating producers.
Sweet and spicy, marinated right, tossed with chili, garlic and ginger, got many flavors, like honey barbecue.
Signature hot wings, turn on the heat for you.
Those pepper wings, what's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know. So many flavors to try. What's your flavor? Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new.
Signature hot wings.
What's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know. Those pepper wings.
Introducing the Easy Renew portal, brought to you by the National Insurance Board. Renewing your national insurance card has never been easier.
I can renew our cards right from the comfort of our home.
And it's so convenient.
Wow.
Whether you're at work or studying hard at the library, even when you're on the go or enjoying retirement,
This is so easy.
Day or night, the Easy Renew portal is there for you. Easy Renew portal. Convenience at your fingertips.
Well, you are looking at a shot there of Gladstone Road heading north. The Aquinas College soccer field sits on the left-hand side, and in the background, the luxury Bahama Resort. And that shot, of course, courtesy of our drone pilot, Shane Gibson. Welcome back. There's been a nearly 50% reduction in school violence from 142 in fall 2022 to 77 in the fall of 2025. Education Minister, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, used her contribution to a compendium of education bills Monday to speak further to the issue.
There's been a notable decrease in fights by 74%, stabbings by 100%, and unlawfully carrying arms by 41%. Decreases have also been recorded in New Providence by 30%, Grand Bahama by 73%, and the Family Islands by 81%. We have more work to do, but we are making progress, Mr. Deputy. And program, sure, the instructional program has been redesigned to a more therapeutic approach with the assignment of a psychologist focused on literacy and numeracy, and a curriculum focused on TVET. And students are assigned there for at least a year, not the rotational thing.
The Education Minister further disclosed that architectural plans are being reviewed for a boarding component that would allow boys to live at that school while attending it. This, too, she believes, would mitigate negative external factors. So far, though, the results have been telling.
We introduced discipline practices to include restorative approaches that foster pro-social behaviors and emphasize personal accountability and conflict resolution. 9 of the 10 districts in this country in education saw improvement in GPAs in December 2025 as compared to December 2024. The program's gains show an encouraging upward trend, demonstrating that targeted interventions, strategic use of instructional technology, and committed personnel have significantly advanced student success for our students with greatest needs.
Now, part of that compendium of education bills passed in the House of Assembly last evening, and in the Senate just moments ago, the National Youth Commission bill proposed legislation that's already been touted as a step in the right direction toward youth development. Lloyd Allen has more in the story.
The National Youth Commission bill seeks to establish a statutory body dedicated to advancing the interests of young people across the Bahamas, ensuring that youth development is coordinated and effective. Applauding the bill, Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, says the legislation is being viewed as groundbreaking.
The National Youth Commission will implement policies, programs, and projects consistent with the National Youth Policy in an effort to empower youth to develop their potential and to contribute to national development.
The Commission will also promote research as a tool to zero in on more effective methods of assistance. Further, the Commission will generate its own support through grant funding.
I want to say from the onset that this Commission will not, and I repeat, will not be another burden on the public purse. We have made all efforts to ensure that this agency is as efficient as possible. This is why we have included resources mobilization and function of the Finance Department. This department will be charged with carrying out revenue-generating activities and tapping into billions of dollars available within local and international markets.
Minister Boleg adding that the re-energized thrust is also enhancing what the Davis administration has been developing since taking office.
This is by far the most new youth programs under any administration. Check the records. A new sitting youth parliament, where youths sit in parliament for a period of 2 years, and the Senate. Upscales Bahamas, Opportunity Hub, National Apprenticeship Program, and National Youth Guard.
Overall, the National Youth Commission bill represents a major step toward giving young Bahamians a stronger voice in national development while creating a more organized and accountable system for developing youth programs. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Well, having gotten the approval of House members, debate on that package of education bills opened in the upper chamber today, with Leader of Government Business in the Senate, Michael Alquita, stressing the importance of the proposed legislation as one that focuses on supporting stakeholders, organizations, and parents.
The education bills, Madam President, deals with these, with affordability, with availability, inclusivity, safety and quality, and early access, and both bills deals and contribute to these goals at different stages of a child's life. The Early Childhood Care Commission bill promotes accessibility by standardizing early learning opportunities, requires registration and regulation of all daycare centers and preschools, and it ensures that children are not excluded from quality care due to unsafe or unregulated environments.
The bill getting the support of Leader of Opposition Business, Senator the Honourable Darren Henfield, who accepts that while there is more work to be done, the new regulations place a greater responsibility on parents to register their children for school by the age of 4, jump-starting the education process.
If you have a 4-year-old at home after this bill is passed and September comes around, that child must be enrolled. And so it means that the Ministry of Education must now begin to make itself ready. We are in March. Must begin to make itself ready. I don't know when this will ascend, right? But it will make itself ready, and they will make themselves ready for the reception of 4-year-olds now, which is probably going to take some doing because, you know, you're going to have more children.
Well, as indicated earlier, the compendium rather, of education bills was passed in the upper chamber just this afternoon. In other news this evening, works officials conducting routine drainage maintenance checks months ahead of what is predicted to be another active Atlantic hurricane season. Chief Engineer Francis Clark says they've been bombarded with complaints about clogging of the drains and a lack of cleaning. Clark says his team has expanded its routine schedules to tackle these issues.
So we have a yearly or daily drain maintenance program. However, once the hurricane season is approaching, we identify areas that are prone to flooding, and we target those areas. We clean the drains, clean the catch pits, or clean the channels, drainage channels, so that when adverse stormwater conditions come, we won't have much issues with that.
Reportedly cost roughly $12,500 with an additional fee for installation. Money aside, though, Clark reasons that all residential areas should be equipped with a modernized drainage system.
All subdivisions are supposed to have drainage system, and for the most part, the type of drainage systems that we have been using are the drain wells. Now, historically, there are some areas that were not planned, and because they were not planned, they don't have any drains. And so once development started to happen around that area, then we started to see some flooding, and then we will install a drain well.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Full Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Welcome to BPATH. Come with me. I want to give you a quick tour of the Bahamas Polytechnic Accreditation and Training Hub. Come on in. I'm excited. You're going to keep me in shape today. BPATH will offer classes in AI, robotics, engineering, solar energy, family and consumer science, hybrid mechanics. This is going to be a center of excellence. BPATH grads will receive professional credentials, making them certified and job ready. I wish I brought my tennis shoes. The education really is about how we develop the potential of young people, but also how we fuel their aspirations. It's going to be great. BPATH is on its way. Registration is opening soon. Look forward to seeing you there.
Are you self-employed or have a small business that's looking for a faster, easier way to submit your C10 statements and pay NIB contributions? Sign up for the NIB C10 Easy Submit and Pay mobile app today. It's quick, secure, and takes just 5 simple steps. You will need a completed R1 business registration form and 2 forms of ID, a passport, voter's card, NIB card, or driver's license. Choose your role and enter your info, NI number, employer's NI number, name, and date of birth. Hit next. Enter your email, check your inbox for the code, then type it in to verify. Upload the R1 form and your 2 forms of ID and tap submit. Track your application anytime by tapping check status. Once approved, you'll get your confirmation ad pin by email within 24 to 72 hours. Return to the app, tap register now, set your login details and enter your final code. That's it. You're now ready to manage your NIB contributions anytime, anywhere. Self-employed persons, small business owners. Skip the line, save time. Download the NIB C10 Easy Submit and Pay mobile app today.
Back at Little Caesars and good. Our popular Chicago-style pizza is back for a limited time only. Enjoy this delicious, thick, buttery crust pizza that's packed with layers of cheese, meats, and veggies for just $18. That inclusive. Now available at all 5 of our locations. Little Caesars, Oakville, Carmichael Road, East Street, Pineapple Plaza, Charles Saunders Highway, and 1 East Plaza.
Pizza. Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Well, the more fun side of news, it's on its way up. But to get things going, we're going to check in now with Royston and Marlena, who join us live for a sneak peek of what's coming up in Access Now.
Well, Makushla, the search for the next Miss Bahamas Universe is underway. We're going to be talking all about the prizes that are going to be available and also everything that you learn as part of the competition, because I think a lot of people think it's all hair and swimsuits and runway, but
it's all glamour.
Yeah, but it's also all about having a purpose and acts of service and having that balance between beauty inside and beauty out. So find out how you can apply.
Beauty and
They have their platform, they have to serve, they have to inspire. And speaking of service, our guests tonight from Holy Cross Anglican Church, mind you, they're going to be talking about their 60 years of service and inspiring generations of communities as well.
60 years. Oh, I told you, Access Now never lets us down. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the national report continues after this.
Welcome back to The Movement, your energy and transport briefing. Across the islands, MOET is helping Bahamians take control of their future through the Post Office Savings Bank. It's simple, reliable, and designed for everyone, no matter which island you call home. The post office isn't just for mail. It's also home to a hidden gem called the Savings Bank. With just $3.15, you can make a huge difference towards your future finances. Come, let me show you how it works. Saving doesn't have to be complicated. From first-time savers to parents planning ahead, the Post Office Savings Bank has been helping Bahamians put a little aside, safely, securely, and close to home.
The Post Office Savings Bank is a thrift bank established by the Bahamas government to assist all Bahamians to save.
Opening an account is easy, and the bank is designed for everyone, no matter your goals. An upcoming trip, school expenses, or just a little peace of mind.
It's completely free to save with us. There are no fees attached to your accounts. There's no service fee, no VAT fee, and no withdrawal fee. Plus, our interest is unbeatable. 5% on all of our accounts. We are also located at every family island where our post office is.
No complications, no hidden fees. Just a simple, reliable way to save at your pace wherever you are.
You just have to be a Bahamian citizen or a Bahamian resident. All you need is a passport, voter's card, or driver's license, and an NIV, and a minimum of $3 to open an account. We offer 3 different types of accounts: organizational, which is a non-profit, individual account, and joint account.
I'm Erin Scavella, and this is The Movement, your energy and transport briefing. Small steps today can turn into big savings tomorrow. Start saving, start simple, and start right where you are.
Well, that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Good to grow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, and it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, that is good to grow.
It's back. Agri-Expo 2026, presented by the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, April 10th through 12th at the Gladstone Road Agriculture Center. Agriculture, our heritage, our future, comes alive with the latest farming technologies, exciting cooking demonstrations and competitions, Bahamian farmers and vendors from across the islands, fun for the kids at the kitty corner, nightly musical concerts, and free admission for everyone. Bring the whole family and celebrate what feeds our nation. Agri-Expo 2026. Let's get growing.
When powering a new home or business, an electrician plays a critical role in getting you safely connected to the grid. But when important details are missed, delays and even billing concerns can happen. Bahamas Power and Light Company Limited and the Ministry of Works hosted a 2-day electrical contractor seminar focused on clarifying expectations and updating licensed electricians on current policies and procedures.
Over the years, there's been a lot of challenges, things that has to be reinforced more or less on a daily, monthly, yearly basis. So it's important for us to come together and have this discussion so everybody can be aware of the different steps in order to get power to different premises.
A long-standing issue is the labeling of the multi-unit buildings. It's happened in the past where they were mislabeled. When we install that meter, we don't know which socket belongs to which apartment. And so if the electrician doesn't label it properly, it could end up in the long run having what we call the mix-up meter. So customer A may end up paying customer B's electricity bills.
Issues like this underscore the importance of accuracy and accountability throughout the connection process.
The consumer, at the end of the day, they're trying to get electricity provided to their premises. The whole process that gets them there is more intricate than most of them know. It's a whole lot of moving parts, and everybody have to be on the same page in order to have a smooth facilitation of the whole process.
This seminar ensures that electricians understand what's required so applications move forward more efficiently with fewer delays.
Working with a corporation, it's a lot of things that get overlooked. And so I was happy to express some concerns about, issues we have for our consumers so that we could all work together and have some great resolution.
Powering your home or business should be seamless. So we're working more closely with electricians to make that happen. A smoother process, better service, and fewer delays through stronger collaboration.
A new school tour is looking to spread faith, hope, and a little youth empowerment throughout local school campuses. We've got the details next.
Plus, the search for a new queen is on. Stick around to find out just how you can become the next Miss Bahamas Universe and get your spot. And those details are straight ahead.
Absolutely. Also, the Elevation Awards crowned the country's best and brightest in entertainment recently. Definitely stay close for that.
And in sports, the Carifta track team is named.
Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening on this Thankful Tuesday. I'm Royson Jones.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight. Access now.
It's good to have you. Now, some important conversations don't always make headlines, but they matter just the same. Today is World Tuberculosis Day, a global effort to raise awareness about a disease that, while preventable and treatable, still affects millions around the world.
Yes, it's true. And awareness also plays a major role in early detection. And of course, increasing access to treatment can make all the difference. And sometimes it's these kinds of just little reminders that remind you to check in on your health, just that little extra step more.
Absolutely. And as you know, they say health is wellness, both in body, spirit, and mind as well. Yeah. And with that said, let's dive right into the news. Catch them while you're young. This is the idea behind a new faith-based outreach tour that's seeking to take over school campuses across the Bahamas. And the mission is simple: make Christianity and its principles a part of the school curriculum. Shaquille Dames has the details.
Its mission is to fill a growing spiritual gap in young Bahamians. And It's Our Turn, a Christian group led by Beijing Rogers, seeks to introduce or reconnect Bahamian students to the idea of leaning on their faith. And today, more than 200 students at C.R. Walker High School got their first dibs on what the program looks like.
There is a lack in teenagers receiving resources in the things of Christ, and we wanted to bridge the gap to make sure that they are not left behind, that they also know that when they were younger, they probably knew, but then it skipped a gap, it skipped a generation. So now we're here to fill in the gap to say, you too, Jesus loves you too. And he wants you to live for him. Jesus died for you to live a full, abundant life filled of love and peace and joy and hope. And that is the hope of the Hope Tour that we want to share with this next generation. That there is a Jesus that sees them and loves them and wants the best for them.
And as the movement gains momentum, organizers say the goal goes beyond a single visit, focusing instead on long-term impacts and continued guidance for the youth they can reach.
Someone has to answer the call to spread the message of hope. And with Beijing's gift, we're out here trying to plant as much seeds as we can in the hearts of the kids so that they can change their life and come to know Christ. But we're also looking to partner with other Christian organizations and churches, because we had 200 today, tomorrow we might have 500. These kids need to be discipled. And so our prayer is that simply that we could change lives and help people come to know who Jesus Christ is.
It was a day of real impact, pouring into young lives and planting seeds that will last far beyond today. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Shaquille Dames.
Thanks, Shaquille. Meanwhile, if you've ever dreamt of wearing the crown, now may be your chance as the search for the next Miss Bahamas Universe is officially underway. During a 10-week enrichment program, contestants are trained in runway, etiquette, and public speaking coaching, equipping them with the necessary skills to represent the Bahamas at the Miss Universe competition slated to be held this year in Puerto Rico. Organization Public Relations Officer Leah Collymore says while the crown is the top prize, this year's winner will also get some other amazing prizes.
But this year, we have a little bit of a change. The winner of our competition this year is going to be awarded a one-year contract with an international talent management organization. Persons who may have watched last year's pageant, post-winning Miss Malik Bo, who did a phenomenal job, I might add, as well as our first runner-up, Miss Beyonce Forbes, they participated in activities such as New York Fashion Week. That was an amazing exposure initiative that we launched last year. And so we took that and we were able to partner with another organization to bring that same experience to more ladies.
And despite recent headlines involving unfair practices at last year's Miss Universe competition held in Thailand, Collymore assures the Bahamian public that the Miss Universe Bahamas competition is focused on empowering young women into beautifully confident leaders and promoting cultural advocacy.
At the end of the day, our country is small but mighty, and we want to have a presence on international stages. So if there's an opportunity to bring awareness, cultural awareness, anything that brings the Bahamas to the forefront in a positive way, we encourage them to, still take that chance. So if it's within yourself and you feel like this doesn't align with your goals, then that's fine. But if there is an opportunity for you to shine and bring light to your country, why not?
Why not indeed? Now, from music to sports, content creation, and community impact, Bahamian excellence was on full display at the 7th Annual Elevation Awards. It was a night of refined elegance at Margaritaville Beach Resort when some familiar faces on the local entertainment scene paused to recognize the work, worth, and impact of their peers. Walking away with the top prize of the evening, the Pioneer Award, was Therese Dynamite Daisy Davis.
At the age of 20, I felt that God's Spirit spoke to me, and He gave me 4 words pertaining to my purpose. I believe He said to sing, to preach, to produce, and to write. And for the last 30 years, I have been striving to be obedient to that call. I also want to say thank you to those skeptics and to those who snickered and doubted that anything successful could come out of what I was doing. Thank you, it helped.
So well deserved. Other awards up for grabs were Radio Personality of the Year, Sketch Comedian of the Year, Party Band of the Year, Traditional Song of the Year, the People's Choice Awards, among several others. Now, still to come, Holy Cross Anglican Church celebrates 60 years. See what they're doing to mark the occasion and how you can be a part of it all. And Diane Dorset has your Access weather forecast, so stay close.
New roads and airports are connecting our islands. Energy reform is bringing electricity prices down, while young Bahamians are stepping up, gaining new skills for new opportunities. Respect for workers, support for entrepreneurs. We're modernizing energy and infrastructure across our islands and preparing Bahamians to succeed in a new economy. Transformations this big take time. Let's choose progress.
You already started. You turned your passion into income. Time to level up. The Tourism Development Corporation's calling entrepreneurs ages 18 to 35 to enter the Blue, Orange, and Green Economy Pitch Competition on March 30th. If you're building something connected to tourism, this is your opportunity. This is your chance. Visit tdcbahamas.com to learn more about the different economies, program eligibility, and apply by March 23rd.
Bang ding. Ding bang ding. Ding ding bang. Bang bang bang. Ding bang ding. Ding bang ding. Ding ding bang. Bang bang bang. Ding bang ding. Ding bang ding. Ding bang ding. Ding ding bang.
Good evening, Marlena and Royston. It's Tuesday and it's time for your Access weather forecast. Your quick look at what's shaping our weather for the next few days. We had lots of sun today, not a drop of rain in sight. Our satellite picture shows mostly clear skies across the island chain, while a weak high pressure system will maintain light winds and flat seas through Saturday. However, another cold front is expected to move into the northwest Bahamas on Sunday, followed by a strengthening high-pressure system, which will generate strong winds heading into next week. Now, how does this affect us and especially our seas? Well, strong winds means rough seas. Luckily for now, winds are fairly light in the northwest and central Bahamas, moving out of the northeast at about less than 10 knots with no change expected until later in the week. We get a high tide at 1:27 in the morning, followed by a low tide at 8:02 a.m. In the southeast Bahamas, no advisories in effect with winds moving northeast at 10 to 15 knots. It's time now for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Let me go. This is killing me, that's for sure, yeah.
Models, they say we on lockdown?
When we went to that, I'm tired, yeah. Life inside ain't as easy as it seems. Sit back, let me tell you exactly what I mean. The children stay fighting, they up everything. I'm working like a slave.
That was your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance, and that wraps up your Access weather forecast. But join me again at 11 for a full weather update. Have a great evening, everyone. Marlena, Royston.
It's an honor to be recognized again. I feel privileged that someone's noticing the hard work.
Well, for me, it felt great, honestly. It's great to get a little bit of employee morale going into the new year and just continue to the best I can.
I was very honored, firstly, but I think it's just a reflection of being recognized for your hard work throughout the year. And I think that is very special for anyone to know that your work is not going unnoticed.
It's an amazing feeling. It makes me realize that all the hard work and effort that myself and the team made have not gone unnoticed.
Well, for me, something I always say to my team is the importance of people in our organization. And the way that I would rank it, I would rank, as far as people is concerned, we put our customers at the top level. The very next level for me is our employees. And so it's because of people we are who we are. We're doing what we're able to do as a company, and we're being successful. Without those people, we would not be able to do that.
Thanks again. For 6 decades, Holy Cross Anglican Church has been a cornerstone of faith, commitment, and spiritual growth, outreach, and service.
And this year, the church celebrates its 60th anniversary under the theme, Celebrating the Legacy of the Cross, Our Faith, Our Foundation, Our Future. Joining us to tell us more about what's planned are Holy Cross Rector, Reverend Dr. Ethan Ferguson, and Marketing Officer, Aaron Scavella.
Thank you so much for joining us on Access Now. It's good to have you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. The church, Holy Cross, has had, of course, 60 years. Over that time, you've serviced or had services for generations of families and counsel generations of families. I want you to talk about the impact the church has had in that period of time.
Yeah, well, the church, as you mentioned, is 60 years old, and during that time, a number of families have passed through the church doors, and it has mentored and helped and reached out deeply into the community. It has been a source of encouragement and hope for the people in the Highbury Park Soldier Road vicinity. And so we are particularly blessed to just honor the legacy that has been built. Our leaders, persons who have been lay leaders in the church, clerical leaders in the church, have just come up and made such a tremendous impact. And so we give God thanks for that, and it's worth celebrating.
Definitely. And now tell us, what makes Holy Cross so special?
I think community.
Yeah.
It's like a big family. And you know, families are families. They can be a bit complicated sometimes, but for the most part, family is love and nurturing and a deep sense of community grace. And that has been one of the cornerstones that have marked our journey as a church.
And if I can add, you know, Holy Cross is filled with so much talent. We've been blessed over the years. A lot of our leaders have been leaders in the community as well. I mean, I'm talking about education, Eva Hilton, Beverly Wallace Whitfield, just to name a few. So, you know, we have some talent in our church that we definitely like to celebrate as well. And so I think all of that is what makes Holy Cross so special.
That is a very special thing indeed. And family, talking about family, the outreach has been going on over the years, but you're also doing something very special as part of your celebrations coming up very soon, this Sunday, in fact. Please tell us about that.
Yeah, so we'll be having our street revival experience. This is the first time in a long time that we are taking the church outside of its four walls. So we're having a service outdoors, an open air celebration of word and worship. There's going to be a reenactment of the Passion by our liturgical dance and drama ministry. We're going to have a mime out there as well. Our world-renowned Holy Cross praise team is going to lead us in worship. And so it's going to be a wonderful evening, and we just want to invite everyone to come and experience revival with us.
And so it sounds like it's not just for the church members, it's maybe for some people to get to know your church as well. Why should maybe the people who've never come before, why should they attend on Sunday? And where can they find more information?
Yeah, so I mean, it's free. So, you know, everybody likes free. But I think this is just an opportunity for Holy Cross to just reach out to the community. I mean, we're inviting the people in the Highbury Park and the Soldier Road community, of course, because they are our neighbors. But we're inviting the nation, really. We are it's going to be a full-scale production. We're going to have a stage, lights, LED screens, all that good stuff. And so I think it's going to be a blessing to everybody who attends. We're going to have some food vendors, I'm not going to tell you who's going to be there. We're going to keep that part a secret.
Okay.
But
Smile widening around.
so we're just inviting everyone who's able to come. It's the perfect way to start Holy Week at Holy Cross. See what I did there?
Yes. We're picking up what you're putting down.
Yes. So, come and experience that with us. We think the Street Revival is going to be an amazing experience.
Now, I know for different churches, everyone kind of goes through Holy Week in a different way. What is Holy Week like at Holy Cross? What does it mean for you at your church?
Well, Holy Week is really a zero focus in on the sacrifice that Jesus made for us. So there's a series of service, reflections, meditations that kind of guide us through that final week of Jesus's life. And it really deepens our resolve, our faith, our resilience to continue to press towards the hope and the power of resurrection. So you can't just jump to Easter Sunday. You have to kind of go through Good Friday. You have to be at Calvary. You have to kind of go to Gethsemane. Yeah, be in the space. It's reliving. It's almost a time warp. It's like reliving the moment. And it's a powerful experience to have. So that is how we want to start Holy Week at Holy Cross with this event. Just bringing people back together, reintroducing the church to the community, and reminding people that we are here to really make an impact.
I think that's deeply reflective and deeply profound. And I think it's amazing that you're continuing to involve the entire community in the celebrations coming up. But I just want to ask if you can remind people of the timing and on Sunday, I believe you said 6 p.m.?
Yes. So the event is at Holy Cross Anglican Church right on our church grounds. It's at 6 p.m. And if you want more information, you can follow us on social media. We have Facebook, it's Holy Cross Anglican Church Bahamas, Instagram, Holy Cross Anglican Church, and TikTok, Holy Cross Church. You should definitely follow us on there.
Everything. I love it. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and best of luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
As for us, you're watching Access Now, and we'll be right back.
Behind every strong economy is a bold entrepreneur, and we're here to support them, island by island. On Grand Bahama, we've helped 486 entrepreneurs turn their dreams into thriving businesses. Through over $14.4 million in approved funding, the SBDC is strengthening Grand Bahama's economy by investing in its leading sectors: food and beverage, tourism, and fishing. Every business we support strengthens the economy, starting with yours. SBDC Bahamas.
Welcome to your Tuesday evening sports check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports after hours of deliberation here at the Andre Rogers National Baseball Stadium. The team that will represent the Bahamas in Grenada at this year's Carifta Championships was officially named. Here's B3A's president, Trimiko Archer.
We've gone through a battery of exchanges from the selection committee to the executive board, to our members, where we fought for nearly 10 hours of deliberation. We do not take this selection exercise lightly, and we make our best effort to identify the best team to represent the country at the highest level.
Now, as for the names of the 73-member roster, starting first in the under-17 girls, we have Jose Johnson, Breon Ward, Gezra Thomas, Jayla Smith, Tori Forbes, Alyssa Thurston, Tarjane Green, Cheyenne Hepburn, Trinity Roll, Leah Colby, DeVay Farrington, Tamara Butler, Bailey Babs, Brianna Boodle, Nevaeh Mackey, Rosales Moxie, and Zara Frazier. On the 17 boys, Avante Lotmore, Colin Johnson, Emil Higgins, Zion Bradford, Cordell Monroe, RJ Roberts, Dante Joseph, Caden Miller, Dwayne Saunders, Caden Kemp, Nico Stewart, Justin Shepard, Ashley Demerit, Akil Williams, Lario Ferguson, Aiden Musgrove, Veron Pinder, and Shia Pratt. Over to the under-20 girls, we have Darren Rogers, Sage Demerit, Alexis Roberts, Darwin Dean, Jade Knowles, Kaya Roll, Kiana Hanchel, Caitlin Smith, Zante Ferguson, Kamara Strawn, Tasia Stubbs, Alexandria Komalafe, Paris Roll, Hasia Thompson, Nevaeh Monker, Anaya Nesbitt, Kimari Hanna, Kylie Wallace, Logan Stubbs, Samara Crawley, and Jasmine Thompson. And over in the under-20 boys division, we'll have Joshua Wilson, Egan Neely, Joanna Bridgewater, Zion Davis, Perico Pierre, Ross Martin, Dwight Jones Jr., Joshua Williams, Jakaro Wilson, Carlin Archer, Shaniko Gibson, Ethan North, Zion Davis, Carmelo Woodside, Vincent Alerte, Everett Frazier, Terrence Beckles, Lubin Phillips, Zion Shepard, and Lamont Moxie. Now leading the Bahamas into battle for the first time, head coach Alexis Roberts.
It's an honor to lead this team into Grenada. We've been to Grenada before. We've done well, and I think we'll do well again. I anticipate us doing phenomenal things. You see this year, we have exceptional athletes.
And still on track, it was a hero's welcome this afternoon at the Lyndon Pinling International Airport. His three-time indoor world champion and world record holder Devin Charlton returned home after a historic weekend in Turin, Poland. Charlton being greeted by Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg. If you live under a rock, you may have missed it, but Charlton would become the only woman in history to secure 3 world indoor 60-meter hurdle titles and equal her world record mark of 7.65 in the process. Certainly a big moment for Charlton and the entire Bahamas, as no Bahamian athlete has ever won 3 straight global titles in track and field, indoors or outdoors. More from Devin's return in tomorrow's Sportscast. And as for the rest of the Bahamian contingent and how they fared in Poland, Denisha Cartwright would finish tied for 7th, crossing the tape in 7.90 seconds in that women's 60-meter hurdle finals. She ran 7.96 in the heat. The third Bahamian in the women's 60-meter hurdles, Charisma Taylor, bowed out in the semis. She would tie a personal best with a time of 7.91 seconds. She finished 9th overall. She also competed in the women's triple jump, where she finished 14th overall with a best leap of 13.11 meters. In the men's heptathlon, Kendrick Thompson finished 10th overall with 5,776 points. The other member of Team Bahamas, Taj Brown, competed in the men's 60-meter hurdles, but he would finish 8th in his heat and 45th overall. And that's all the time we have for you for sports on this Tuesday. I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out until tomorrow.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here.
Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Shop Smart, Shop Smart, that's Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
With our adoption by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
We figured that we could use the First Bahamas branch of Toastmasters Club 1600, an all-male club that specializes and focuses on developing young men for leadership through communication.
This program has grown and has impacted our school in such a positive way that I don't think we'll ever have them leave us.
Too often, instead of us looking within, we look outside for someone to blame. Go take a look in the mirror. Instead of trying to identify what the problems are, let's try and figure out how we become a part of the solution.
We are teaching these children how to dream beyond their community.
Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
You're looking at this aerial view of Gladstone Road. That shot there from drone pilot D. Shane Gibson. And it's time now for Family Island News. Let's go.
Thanks so much, Marlena. Now, with new statistics indicating that cancer cases are continuing to rise in country, health advocates are again sounding the alarm on the urgent need for early detection and expanded intervention. Officials from the Cancer Society of the Bahamas say the latest data paints a concerning picture, reinforcing the importance of regular screenings and public awareness as cancer continues to impact families across the country. And Grand Bahama continues to lead in the number of cases, according to the data.
We still have to promote our mission to try and educate the public, do more screening, do more surveillance, and try and detect cancers early before they get to that stage. Initially, the whole mission of our society was to bring Family Island patients to Nassau so they can get the treatments, and we will assist them in any way possible. And that is still our mission. We may focus a little bit more on the New Providence patients because they too will need some assistance, and hopefully with the new project and on future planning, we will involve more care with the Nassau New Providence patients.
Well, it's now time for Let's Talk Socials with Matea Stewart.
AI flyers, convenient or just plain corny? If you've been on social media lately, you've definitely seen them. Super clean, perfectly spaced, but somehow all looking the exact same. Business flyers made with AI tools like ChatGPT are becoming the go-to for a lot of small businesses. And listen, I get it. It's fast, it's easy, and it's cheap. Now, don't get me wrong, AI can be a powerful tool. It can help with structure, ideas, and even speed up the process. But when it replaces creativity instead of supporting it, that's when things start to look a little corny. And let's be real, if your flyer looks like everyone else's, it's not doing its job. Because the goal isn't just to post, it's to stand out. This also raises a bigger conversation about designers and creatives. Because while AI makes things more accessible, it also reminds us why real creativity still matters. Strategy, originality, storytelling, those are things AI can't fully replicate. So maybe the real question isn't AI or no AI. It's how are you using it? Are you using it as a shortcut or as a tool to actually elevate your brand? Because right now, the difference is very obvious. I'm Matea, and this is Let's Talk Socials.
I co-sign that, Matea. Use responsibly while making sure the creativity is not lost in our authentic work.
I also agree that it's a little obvious, and we have so many talented Bahamian graphic designers.
Absolutely.
I'm like, come on, guys. And speaking of graphics,
yes,
if you want to be featured on the show, you can still send things in to btaccessnow@gmail.com, whether it's you doing something funny, your embarrassing moment, your pets, your friend's embarrassing moment, as long as they said it was okay, you can send it in and be featured on the show.
Absolutely. That's going to do it for us here at Access Now. Join us tomorrow. We'll be talking about a top talent who's in the running for Primary School Student of the Year.
And now stay tuned for the rundown with Howard Grant.
Good night, everybody.
I'm here at the Dixon Hill Lighthouse in San Salvador to let you know that marine protected areas make dollars and cents. A well-designed and managed network of protected areas can generate income for nearby communities. From MPA managers to lodges to eco-tours, there is money to be made.
Healthy marine ecosystems help to protect our islands from climate change and other impacts that we cannot control. Healthy coral reefs help to break down big waves, and mangroves absorb storm surge and help to protect our coastline.
Older and larger fish tend to carry more and healthier eggs than younger fish. Fish replenishment areas will allow fish to grow bigger and ensure that we have more fish now and in the future.
In a replenishment area, fish are free to grow and reproduce. As their populations increase, more fish will spill over into other areas where fishermen can increase their catch and their income.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island, and you should too.
and you should too.
And you should too.
And you should too.
See the future with Bahamas Protectors.
What does disability look like? In a busy airport terminal, at the check-in counter, at security checkpoints, or even in baggage claim? Passengers with hidden disabilities often go unnoticed. Globally, 1 in 7 persons have some form of a disability. 80% of those disabilities are non-visible. In an airport environment, workers are often unaware of hidden physical, mental, or neurological disabilities that some passengers live with. This can lead to frustration and a less than ideal travel experience. So, how do we make the invisible more visible? At LPIA, we've implemented the Sunflower Lanyard program. The lanyards are visual cues for airport workers to immediately identify passengers who might need additional assistance. NAD is teaming up with the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities and key stakeholders at LPIA to launch the internationally recognized initiative. We're joining more than 180 airports and 26 countries already in the program. NAD is the first organization in the Bahamas to recognize the Sunflower Initiative. It's a way to show our continued commitment to making LPIA a safe, welcoming, and inclusive airport for all. Passengers needing to secure a free Sunflower lanyard can email sunflower@nas.bs or call 1242-397-8600. For more information, visit www.nassarlpia.com.
Here in the Caribbean region, our climate is changing, resulting in intense heat as temperatures soar. This increase in temperature is having a significant impact on our energy sector.
With the increase in temperatures, we, of course, are expecting an increase in the use of electricity or cooling, etc. So there's an increased demand on the utility companies to, provide for that overload on their systems.
The hotter it gets, the more energy need there is for cooling among the population. But also the harder it becomes for electricity to be produced. So the efficiency of electricity production is typically also lower when it's really hot.
But there are ways we can help. Simple actions can make a big difference.
There are certain measures that we can take to make sure that we mitigate some of the possible impacts, such as using LED bulbs.
It's up to all of us to take proactive steps. Stay informed and prepared. Together, we can weather this storm. For more information and updates, follow CIMH on X, Facebook, and Instagram.
Suicide prevention starts with recognizing the warning signs and taking them seriously. If you think a friend or family member is suicidal.
At the Lyndon Bindling International Airport, I'm Corvell Pyfrom. This is ZNS.
Good evening. I'm Howard Grant, and welcome to The Rundown. It's so wonderful to have you guys here with us tonight. Thank you so much for joining us and tuning in. Now, last week we had a wonderful conversation. I'm really grateful to have an opportunity to be able to sit down and speak with the Minister of Housing and Urban Renewal, the Honorable Keith Bell, about several elements of his portfolio. and that includes urban renewal. Now, we spoke candidly about the government's initiative and how it has been impacting communities across the Bahamas. Well, tonight, our entire show is dedicated to talking and taking an even closer look at the work that the Urban Renewal Authority is doing. Now let's talk about this. The authority addresses urban blight, the trials and tribulations, the houses, and the social challenges through the community, the policing, and small home repairs and support for elderly and at-risk youth. Leading us off this evening for the Urban Renewal co-chairs, the Right Honorable Algernon Allen and Reverend Dr. Diane Francis. I want to thank you so kindly. Welcome to the Rundown.
Thank you so much. Delighted to be here.
Wonderful to have you here.
It's a pleasure.
On the break, we were just talking pleasantries. I know them for a while. But let's talk about these things now. This has been an exciting thing to be able to see urban renewal being able to take shape the way it has over the past several years. Talk to me about it. Urban renewal has been around for years. What actually is different now, and how are you measuring real impact in those communities?
Well, if I may, urban renewal has a fascinating history, and it has had at the pillar, at the top of the structure of the effort, the thrust of the effort, some of the best of personalities. It was born, of course, out of the vision, essentially, of the former Prime Minister, the Honorable Perry Gladstone Christie. And it was first, as his first minister, he had the present Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Brave Davis. So it was armed with the authority of government. And I so happen to have served as one of the first chairmen of the Urban Renewal, and along with Cynthia Mother Pratt, who's now our Governor General. And so it was always peopled with extraordinary, I don't call myself with that, but extraordinary personalities. And we, of course, now have even more driving personality in the present Urban Renewal co-chair, the Reverend Diana Francis. And so we've had the personalities and the vision to drive this initiative, which I'm telling you is the most powerful social transformative vision and agency in the history of government in this country. I know we usually put in place certain factors like education and health, but when you think of the whole person, urban renewal takes hold of the communities at their lowest ebb and seeks to pull them out by effort, by programs, by vision into a sustainable, civilized, and empowering environment.
So you can say that it's a holistic program.
Oh,
not just body, not just being able to provide you an opportunity to be able to be housed or fed. It's actually developing kids, people, and really being able to prepare them for the next steps of their lives. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, well, Urban Renewal essentially brought the agencies of government at the hand of the people. You know, because of the red tape, the bureaucracy, and all that kind of stuff. The former Prime Minister, Perry Gladstone Christie, in the Farm Road Project, when he walked his constituency, realized that persons needed grocery, they needed aid, they were elderly, there were domestic situations. And it takes so long in instances to get the agencies of the government, the groceries and the things that are needed to the people, that he wanted to cut the red tape, had the police oversee it, and was able to bring in social services, the environmental health, and the other entities in order to ensure that people's needs were met. And so, yes, it is a program. You know, it is an opportunity. We have something called the Youth Achievers Club, you know, where we have the development of young people holistically, spiritually, leadership development, character development, sports, the arts. And so you see the academic opportunities, the scholarship opportunities. And so that's just youth. And so we deal with elderly, of course, small home repair. And so urban renewal is a powerful, as stated by the Honorable my right honorable good co-chair, Urban Allen, that it is one of the most transformative governmental systems in our country.
Now let's talk like this. Let's take off the formality, because I just want to be able to talk to you and get to the heart of the matter. Programs like this could feel a little bit temporary. I don't know whether or not we can be able to identify that as a cultural thing, whether or not that is the norm for these particular concepts or the rhythm of how things happen in our country. But talk to me about this sort of an idea about this temporary feel, and what are you doing to ensure that it can be long-term and solidified in this particular capacity?
Well, we've already nailed it to the cross, so to speak.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
Well, let's sacrifice it. Don't sacrifice it. Okay.
Well, it is an appropriate time to be using it.
Okay, go ahead.
But our minister, and I speak highly of him, because he has shown an energy, a vision, and a grasp of what we are about. And we championed the Urban Renewal Authority, a new bill, a new act, which is in power now, we are part and parcel of it now, that cements it into the social fabric of our country. And what it does, it gives authority to the minister, and through him the other personalities who drive it. We have some of the finest civil servants. It seems as if he is more or less searching to the depth of the civil service to find the finest of our civil servants, who also have a sense of wanting to make a difference, make a change. And as a consequence, we have put in place the various centers all across the length and breadth of New Providence and Grand Bahama and the Bahamas. We have given them the personnel who can take hold of the various programs. And we have proliferated programs that touch us, my co-chair said, all sectors of the community, particularly the young, the elderly. You'll hear from them in the course of this evening, dear Howard, because we have brought them out so we can showcase what they're about. And what it involves, too, is the church. And the church is here also.
This is exciting.
Today, to tell you about their role.
This is exciting.
You know, it is an exciting, I would need really, and I'm a talkative man, I need an hour just to talk about the many programs which we have, and to laud and lift to the heavens the personalities who are involved. We've brought the best of our nation in terms of soul and caring and feeling to shape and touch the lives of the most vulnerable in our society.
We would have seen in the first dispensation of the Christie administration, the birth of this urban renewal and how it was able to kind of form, and we understood the heart and the articulation, the passion that the Prime Minister actually put into it. We saw sort of a lull happen when there was a shift in government, and then we saw urban renewal 2.0. Now you're talking to us about the authority. Over these decades, right? Nearly 3 decades now. Over these particular decades, talk to me about 3 communities or 3 specific areas that you want to be able to highlight, and about the growth, the measure of success that has been happening. Give me the contrast between how it was, how you're seeing the progress of these particular things now.
Well, I can tell you that there are certain communities that are really powerful when you consider, let's say, for example, the Fox Hill community, where you have the involvement of the Member of Parliament in such a powerful way. We don't want to politicize it.
No.
But in terms of galvanizing and going to grocery store owners to ensure that persons' needs are met by way of supplying groceries through urban renewal to persons in that community. And so it's really, really powerful. The backyard farming initiative that they're carrying on in that particular community is really, really powerful. The collaboration of the church in that community where we have the mayor of, I call him the mayor of Fox Hill, in the person of Bishop J. Carl Ramming, and the entire church, the Fox Hill community, in terms of churches, and they're like the family island in terms of their coming together, their collaboration, their support to community. So it's really, really a powerful entity that's happening. And so that's one community where you see some powerful things taking place. In addition to Carmichael, Urban Renewal Center is a powerful one as well, where you see the emphasis in youth development and youth involvement. And of course, we would have piloted of late where we partnered with insurance agencies in order to provide the fire alarms for persons during the Christmas season. And we piloted beginning in that community and causing it to spread out. And so Urban Renewal has some powerful initiatives. But the youth development program that's happening in the Carmichael Road Urban Renewal is amazing.
Is that one of the driving forces? Is that something that you can see that young persons are really gravitating towards?
Yeah, they have hundreds of young people that gather on a daily basis doing creative things like karate, music development, character development, the sporting elements, and so it's really very, very successful.
But we want to see something which is even as exciting, and for me, as I'm rapidly approaching that age too, where you have the older places up to 90, 95 years, and they are in the Kendall GLI's gymnasium. And you have the instructors who work very hard. They go from center to center, and they have these dance groupings. No, it's not dance, it's exercise.
I think I saw
an aerobic type.
And they were sitting in the chair and doing their thing. I saw it.
I was getting my groove on with them too.
You was with them, John?
Oh yeah.
Hold on. Now, I could be wrong, but did I see the Prime Minister join one of these sessions?
Yeah.
I did see it. I did see it.
And in that segment, he dubbed it "Let's Move Bahamas."
Yeah.
Let's move.
Yeah, this is an exciting thing.
You know, and you have this happening every week. Several places, several centers, at every center throughout New Providence at least, and in Grand Bahama, it's now called on, and the islands of the Bahamas are begging for it.
Wow.
You know? 80-year-olds, 90-year-olds, they're moving.
But this is a form of camaraderie and persons being able to come together too. So that's a wonderful thing.
Oh yeah.
Now I don't want you guys to be strangers. I want to be your esteemed position in being able to articulate the passions that you have. I'd love to be able to see you back and being able to talk to us about Urban Renewal. And we're definitely going to be able to continue this conversation and find out more about what you guys are doing down there with Urban Renewal.
Thank you so much.
This is an excellent thing.
Yeah, but let us say how pleased we are at those places who work with us in Urban Renewal, particularly the staff of Urban Renewal, distinguished Stephen Dane, Managing Director, Mrs. Longley, and all of those who are part and parcel of driving what I consider one of the most socially innovative and encroaching, encompassing programs in the history of our nation.
Thank you so very kindly. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take this quick commercial break. It's going to be our first break, and you're watching ZNS, The Rundown. We're going to be right back after this.
There's a spark of greatness in each of us. That spark is called personality. Individual gifts and talents provide the fuel to set that spark ablaze. Each child has the right to an education which values their personality and nurtures their talents, while teaching them to be respectful to their parents and their cultures.
Behind every strong economy is a bold entrepreneur, and we're here to support them, island by island. On Cat Island, we've helped 17 entrepreneurs turn their dreams into thriving businesses. Through over $360,000 in approved funding, the SBDC is strengthening Cat Island's economy by investing in its leading sectors: agriculture, fuel, and fishing. No matter the island, every business we support strengthens the economy, starting with yours. SBDC Bahamas.
Hi, I'm Desmond Saunders. I want you to tune in to the new Weekend Edition, Saturdays and Sundays at 7 p.m., where we have a whole lot of new stuff for you. All right, so I'll give you a sneak preview. Boldly Bahamians, Sizzle Saturdays, Parliamentary Bench, just to name a few. So buckle up and get ready for the ride. Coming this fall, the new Weekend Edition. Stay close.
Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
It's an initiative that has sparked a movement. How could something so simple as feeding people become the catalyst to unifying business, civic, religious, and independent groups?
It's important that we teach our children to be community-minded. Our first tenet is to be a Christian leader.
Being a Christian leader is being able to give back to your fellow man and loving your neighbor as you would love yourself. Having this initiative and this opportunity to give back is extremely important.
Who would have thought that feeding a community on Thanksgiving would mushroom into feeding the nation through the iconic name, Let's Make a Difference?
I just hope that I could do as much work as Father Striping has been doing over the years.
Our ambitious goal is always to feed 5,000 people, but just to be able to do a fraction of the 30,000 throughout the length and breadth of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, it feels really good.
To us, it's just important for us to, for one, be a helping hand on this Thanksgiving Day, and also being a good corporate citizen and being a part of our community.
Join us for the Let's Make a Difference initiative, airing now, right here on the ZNS Television Network.
Oh, you're still here?
But of course you are. But be sure to tune in every weekday at 7:30 p.m. for the Bahamas Tonight Access Now,
Where we bring you the brighter side of news.
Join us for the Bahamas Tonight
Access Now, weeknights at 7:30 p.m.
Welcome back to The Rundown. Tonight's show will focus on Urban Renewal Authority. On this segment, we'll concentrate on the operation's execution and youth result. Joining us now, the Urban Renewal's Deputy Director, Linda Mae Longley, and Sports Director, Wilton Russell. Welcome to The Rundown. It's so absolutely wonderful to have you.
Thank you.
We just was talking on the break.
Good to be here.
Little connection there, praise God. But it's a wonderful thing to have you. Now talk to me about these things on the ground. What does urban renewal intervention actually look like from a young person's perspective, for those persons at risk? Walk us through that kind of a journey. What is it all about?
Well, it's good to be here with you, Mr. Grant. Thank you so much for having us. Yes. Urban renewal intervention looks like the Youth Achievers Club. All of the programs that are involved in that club for our young people and children coming after school for the after-school program. Upcoming is our national speech competition on Thursday night of this week, which is the 26th, at the St. Joseph Catholic Church Hall. The New Providence Championships will be held. We anticipate over 300 people in attendance at that event, where we will have our children from New Providence, the 15 centers, deliberate on 3 topics in the primary, junior, and senior categories. It's an exciting time. It looks like children wanting more than just the ordinary. They want to achieve more than where they may be in the urban areas. So it's our privilege to have this type of intervention in the lives of our children. We will be speaking and deliberating on 3 topics. The primary will be the Bahamas became an independent country July 10th, 1973. What does independence mean to me? And then the junior category is our Prime Minister, our current Prime Minister, has been on the world stage discussing the implication of climate change in our country. Is climate change real or is it a myth? And then our senior category, the importance of your right, your voice, your vote in a referendum or a general election. And I tell you, each center across the country, Grand Bahama, New Providence, and the 9 family islands where Urban Renewal is located, had individual runoffs. And those children are coming ready for the showdown on Friday night when we climax with the national championship of all the family islands that are placed first, second, and third. And then Grand Bahama will be here. And they, Mr. Lloyd Grant, he says they're coming for the prize. We'll see what happens.
Lloyd Chubby Grant.
Yes, yes, Lloyd Chubby Grant.
You know that.
Of course, I know that's your people.
Family. I just got to let you know that right
So don't be pulling for Freeport or Grand Bahama.
I got to pull for these people. Praise God.
Yes.
So tell me about this. Now, this is exciting now. I want to hear a little bit more about these particular things, right? You talked about these 3 topics. One is what does independence mean to me, essentially. The second one is climate change real, which I think is wild.
Yes.
That you're having that kind of a conversation.
Oh,
and thirdly, I need to know about this kind of a tertiary arm. What are the ages of those persons who are going to be talking about your right, your vote, so forth and so on?
Okay, for the primary division, the children are from grade 4 to grade 6. The junior division is students in grade 7 to 9. And the secondary school is 10 to 12. So it's, and they're going to be getting wonderful prizes. So they're not just entering. Urban Renewal want to reward children for their hard work and dedication. And I'm telling you, they did a lot of research on these topics, and we ought to be there. The Bahamas ought to be there.
This is exciting stuff.
It's exciting, yes, very exciting. I'm excited about it.
This is provocative that you're pushing the kids in this kind of a realm.
Yes.
Talk to me about that and let me know some of the things that you got planned. How does this happen? I know we'll be getting off topic, but I'm interested in this. I want to know, how does this happen? How do you get one of these persons from the community to be able to come in who was looking for possibly shelter, who was looking for an opportunity, who maybe their power was off, they didn't have any space for this, who wanted to be able to be active. How does this happen to find them in a space now they want to be able to articulate their voice, to be able to pour out their passion? How does this happen?
Okay, I'm going to let Mr. Russell chime in a little while, but we have 15 urban renewal centers located in New Providence. We have 7 in Grand Bahama, and we have 9 across. Every week, along with our urban renewal police officers, they go out in the community and they walk about and they seek out persons that some people wouldn't come. You know, sometimes as Bahamians, we are a proud people and they would not come. And we find out what are the needs, what's happening in those communities. Like our co-chair just said, this is a revolutionary program. It's a social-based program. So we want to make sure that we are reaching Bahamians who need this kind of help, and we develop the programs that are suitable for their needs. Mr. Russell will talk a little bit about the sporting programs that we have.
I want to talk about that. Tell me about this, because one of the things that actually attracts kids or younger persons is this sport. So tell me about this. How are the sports being used as a tool for crime prevention? And do you have any sort of data and information that you can be able to bring to the forefront and talk to us about?
Well, I'm glad to share that. And again, thank you, Mr. Grant, for having us here as well, too. Urban Renewal is a massive program. And of course, in particular, our sporting program has taken off by leaps and bounds. One of the data I could clearly speak about is Vijay Edgecombe. He's an NBA player now, and of course, inside the NBA. He's from Bimini, okay? We've seen the likes, of course, of Kai Jones, okay? We've seen Buddy Hield. These are persons from the Bahamas itself who came from the inner city, who worked hard, and we've seen their progress on a global scale. See, this is what Urban Renewal try to do on a daily basis. We have our summer basketball league. We take our young kids. It is the same thing. It's a developmental program itself. We work in tandem with, of course, with our police officers. Every summer, we have hundreds of young men out there who's trying to get better, evolve their basketball skills itself. Okay, of course, some of them are a little rough on the edges itself, but we use our professionalism to tailor them, to shape them, and to mold them into stronger men. not only just through the basketball aspect of it, but to help them guide them through different things that they're going through in their life itself. Okay, so that's how we try to, of course, elevate our sporting program. In the sporting program also, we have our urban games, our track meet that we do, competition between all the different centers itself. We have our softball, we have soccer, we have our seniors exercise program. Mr. Allen spoke about it just now, okay? We have persons as old as 95, 96, exercising on a daily basis, strong, getting their bodies in top shape. Persons have different ailments and so forth, and we work on them on a weekly basis from our chair exercises itself. You should see how strong these persons are now. Okay, so this program, this Urban Renewal program, as our co-chair, Diana Francis, had mentioned, it is totally revolutionizing. We're working the whole person itself. You see,
mind, body, and soul.
Mind, body, and soul. Because she mentioned just now, our director. Deputy Director mentioned on Thursday is our speech competition. We're talking about the mind itself.
I'd like to see the little children speak.
You should see how talented they are, from the primary, the junior, the senior.
Did you see like a change in them? Did you both of you, I want to put this before you, did you see like when they came in, they was kind of rough around the edges?
Oh, yes.
And then now they're polished and, that's not how you say that.
That's right.
You're saying that incorrectly.
That's right.
That's correct.
That's right.
I can feel like I know these behaving children, you know.
And, and they're competitive. They want better for themselves.
Yes.
So they are fighting for that chance, that opportunity to get to the forefront. And that's why we're pushing them. Yes. We don't want them to just stay on the surface. Yes. I want to mention some other programs. We have a program we are in partnership right now with the Church of God of Prophecy, Love Your Neighbor. It's the Impact Program.
I've seen it all over.
All over, that's right. Love Your Neighbor. And it's the Impact Program. And we have 50 girls. We started off with just 50 girls from 5 urban renewal centers. They're going every Saturday from between the hours of 2 to 4 p.m. at the Meadow Street Church of God, where they are taught everything. Ethics, how to just sit at a table, manners.
Wow.
Yes, how to take care of your husband. According to the Bible,
Hold on. We need to make this got to be a bigger program.
This is a big program.
Yes.
Urban Renewal had the eye examination program that we did last year, September. We'll be taking that to the Family Islands, another district in Grand Bahama. We had over 150 students come to have their eyesight tested. Of course, we partner with others to do this, and we had 25 students out of that needed glasses. They received free glasses, and 3 of those students were referred because of their problems with their eyes for further testing. And so we have a lot of things. We do the backyard farming. Urban Renewal ensures that our mothers,
who would ever think to stop this kind of a program? Isn't this crazy?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If anyone, they need to come and see 1,200 students at our summer camp, 2-week summer camp last year. Over 1,200 children was at that camp in New Providence. That's not in the Family Island, and that's not in Grand Bahama.
Now, before we get out of here, I got a couple minutes before we get out of here, but I need to know, what challenges are you facing right now as it relates to reaching young people, and what still isn't working? Would you still find hiccups with? What do you still need to kind of iron out to be able to make sure? What do you need? Talk to us about it.
Let me tell you, for me, I know Mr. Russell has a number of but our problem in urban renewal is parental involvement.
Yes.
We need the parents to become more involved in the lives of their children. We need to get our children off social media, the distraction from the devices. Children need discipline. They crave discipline. And as Urban Renewal, we are the village.
This the bend the raw discipline we're talking about?
This is the village that's trying to make the difference in the lives of these children.
I like this.
And so, I really have a dying heart to see our children. I know that it isn't impossible. If you see the speech competition on Friday, you will know that all is not lost.
No.
So it's at 4 p.m. on Thursday and 3 p.m. on Friday. It will be telecast live, but via ZNS. And so if you're unable to come, you can watch it on ZNS and become a part of what we are doing at Urban Renewal. That's one of the problems I see, parental assistance.
This is exciting.
Yes.
I want to thank you guys so much for being able to be here with us and being able to talk about this. I know you got a lot to talk about.
Yes.
I see you say, oh, I got more to say.
So much more.
But we're going to be able to talk about this. Well, listen, don't let this be your last time.
No.
You don't have to wait until an annual thing to come.
Okay.
So make sure you come, guys. Stay with us. We're going to be able to be here still to come. Did you know that music is a part of the Urban Renewal's program too? Yeah, you knew that. All the beating drums and marching band, we're going to be able to get into that. Let's take this quick commercial break and get right back after this.
In a world where our health defines our future and the Caribbean stands on the front lines of climate change, rising NCDs and global challenges, knowledge becomes our greatest defense. Caribbean Medical TV is your guide on the journey to wellness and insight, featuring our region's own doctors, nurses, climate specialists and medical institutions. From physical well-being to the emotional and mental balance we all deserve. Caribbean Medical TV empowers you because building a healthier future isn't just a regional goal, it's a global responsibility. In the Caribbean, vitality isn't just a goal, it's a way of living. Connect with the region through knowledge, hope, and the power of Caribbean resilience on Caribbean Medical TV, where awareness becomes power. Join the conversation, join the movement. Be viewing Season 4 of Caribbean Medical TV right here on this station.
When all dogs are hungry, you have to feed them to make sure they stay healthy. You have to feed them every day.
idea of taking swimming lessons to the Bahamian public was something that we thought was a great idea, and so we started Let's Swim Bahamas.
I've always been a learn to swim coach and a life-saving coach, and so this is now my turn to kind of really see Learn to Swim being developed.
Although we ran swift swimming for some 30 years and we offered Let's Swim lessons, we knew we were only touching a small percentage of the Bahamian public.
I enjoy the children and how happy and excited and joyful they are. I mean, some of them come from maybe hard homes. Maybe they're bullied at school. Who knows what they have? But when they come here, it's a very positive thing for them.
At the end of the day, more kids will be fulfilled, more kids will have a life-saving skill, and more kids will stay away from crime.
Crime-free.
Looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
PREP stands for Prepare, Refocus, Educate, and Produce. When young people come to the program, we make them feel comfortable. We may break out into groups. When Philip asked Nathaniel said to him, "Can anything good come out of Nazareth?" Has anyone said, "Can anything good come out of Canaan Lane? Can anything good come out of Ball's Alley?" There are a lot of young people in Canaan Lane who are excelling in track, who are doing well in school. What I started PREP to help to do, to get people to understand and notice that there are problems and issues that are going on with our young people, that indeed we who can do something should do something. And so PREP is here for them, creating the opportunities, letting them know that there is potential that you have not yet discovered within yourself. Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
My motto is one girl at a time. If we start with just one thing and we build on that, I think that makes a whole big difference. When we started out, we didn't anticipate having 1,000 children here. Our goal was to reach one child at a time. The whole idea was to find a safe place for them, some place for them to express their talents and their giftings, and also a positive environment for them to be in. I do the work that I do in my community because I see that they can become more than they are. I can see that they will be great in this community. I can see born leaders. And one thing I can say, the change in them has affected their families. If we started something small, it grows, and we have a greater impact on the community as a whole. Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
A lot of our young men and women, they look forward to being around the game of basketball so much because a lot of their community is infested with crime and violence. It's always been a passion of mine to make sure to channel these young men and women in the right direction to sports. Basketball and being in this environment is a safe haven for them in terms of what they need to do to get out. You have leadership conference to help these young men and women to understand the importance of making the right choice. I tell all of my athletes, when you go to school, help yourself, stay focused. Use basketball, don't let basketball use you. I love the game. The game has been good to me, and I just want to give back to the young people who have opportunity so the game can be good to them. Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join.
Let's go. And we are back. The saying goes, music is comfort to the soul. And that statement resonates throughout urban renewal centers nationwide as participants learn about history and the development of Bahamian rhythms. The Urban Renewal Authority and the Church of God of Prophecy, I almost say Pinedale, and the Church of God of Prophecy, Love Your Neighbor initiative will present a national music audition and showcase starting next week, Thursday, April 2nd. To tell us more about this is this dynamic initiative in the Urban Renewal and is the band leader and assistant superintendent Jason Hicks and the chairman of the Church of God of Prophecy Bands, Tracy Cooper. Gentlemen, welcome so much. Welcome to the Rundown. It's so good to have you all here. We were just talking about the connection, praise God. So tell me about these things. Tell everyone in the nation about these things. Tell us when and where and why does this program matter?
Well, I'd like to start. The Love Thy Neighbor initiative is a program that is an outreach program of the Church of God of Prophecy. It was initiated by our new national bishop, Bishop Woodley Thompson. And the program, we recognize that we need to get beyond the walls in reaching all segments of society. And a band ministry at the Church of God of Prophecy, everybody knows about the jumper band, right? So the band ministry at the Church of God of Prophecy actually, sometimes we can hear the people in the casket trying to get out, you know? So
Peter distracted, he get right in. You got it?
When the music is so sweet. But we've reached out to the Urban Renewal through the Love Thy Neighbor program, as Deputy Director Longley mentioned with the young ladies, but this part of it is with the bands. And we were doing something of the same nature in trying to help young people get off to colleges, right, through the means of music. Mm-hmm. And we started this program about 6 years ago, and Urban Renewal also was doing some portion of it, and we recognized that we're doing the same thing, and we could, if we join our efforts, we could do it so much better. And so this is what we're doing.
Exactly.
And this is where we're reaching out to all of those that are coming out of high school, 12th graders, even those that may already been out of high school and still want to get off to school because they have some sort of a musical talent. And so this program is just that we're going to have auditions. We're going to have 4 schools that are coming in, historically black university colleges, HBCUs.
Yeah.
And we'll mention who they are. But this is to allow for them to audition, and this has been a successful program. The Bahama Brass Band has done this for 6 years and counting. And to date, we have had the ability to have $22 million in scholarships that is being granted to the children from within the Bahamas. The professors, when they come to the Bahamas for these auditions, say, man, they love to have Bahamian students in their band program. One school have over 100 Bahamian students just at that university.
You can't learn nothing there.
In the music
You just play music all day.
Man, listen, they just love the sweetness from the Bahamas.
Yeah,
Let's
they
put
love
it
that
way. But what they said was that the students are not just talented, but they are very malleable. In other words, that they come from such disciplined background that they don't have any problems with the students.
My God.
So they're delightful to come here and to have audition for them so that they could try and take, they say they'll take everyone if they possibly could. So it has been a very successful program, and with the collaboration of the Urban Renewal, hopefully it'll even go from strength to strength.
I like that. I want to know about how should persons apply to these particular programs, and how do they get interested? How do they apply? How do they get interested in being able to participate in this program?
Yes, they apply. We have an online web that they could go on and they could check. We have sent some to some schools, some high schools, senior high schools, and private school as well. And we contacted the music teachers where they could have their students ready to sign up and put their auditions in.
Now, this is exciting now. Tell me about these, because I listen into y'all. I listen into these things, and I only think about my children. How do I get... So my son was at Shaw University being able to... He was playing in the band also.
Sure.
And $22 million, Tracy, is an amazing thing. Over how many years did y'all do this?
We did this over 6 years.
6 years and $22 million?
Yes.
My God, they can take all the children.
Yes.
That's what they're doing.
Last year, can I say last year we did, we had Langston came in last year, and they had about 35 students from all over the Bahamas, including Nassau. And with that itself, that was over $1 million right there of scholarship. They did, it was $53,000 per scholarship for each student.
They feeding the children too?
Oh, I wish they was.
They wasn't feeding the children? Carry some shepherd needle. Talk to us about this now. Give me some list of some schools who are participating in this, the university that's participating, and why have they chosen these kind of things? Talk to me about that.
So the universities that are participating this year, it's Grambling State University, Prairie View A&M University, South Carolina State University, and Langston University. So we have a variety pack, so the students can pick according to what programs they're into, if some of their friends are already into these programs.
So these are the 4 core universities that they could be able to choose from at this time?
At this time.
Yes.
I would say...
It continues to expand.
It continues to expand, but to their credit, they have been the consistent universities that have come. So we've had others who've joined back and forth, but these 4 universities being here as a core universities for this program.
So tell me, what is the next step? After an individual is identified, they're chosen to get into the program, what are the next steps that happen into this particular thing?
So as mentioned, first they must sign up. So all of the school band directors have the applications. We've already sent them out. And this is not just for New Providence, by the way, right? We're going to be in Freeport on Thursday, the 2nd. We're going to be in Nassau for the auditions on Saturday, the 4th, and Monday, the 6th.
April 2nd.
April, sorry, yes.
April 2nd.
And so we're also going to have online auditions for those from the family violence. So this is where we're trying to reach.
Don't let AI trick you.
They're going to have to send in their recordings, and they're going to have to show themselves. The professors, I think they're good at being able to tell if they're a real person or not. But we are trying to reach the whole Bahamas. When the Church of God Prophecy is doing it by ourselves, we're only concentrating on Nassau. But the good thing about having partnership with the Urban Renewal is that they have the umbrella reach to get to all of the islands for all of the students that want to participate. And as you know, the Urban Renewal has bans in most of these family islands anyways. And so they're using that as a conduit in which to get the applications in. Once we get the students apply online, we'll then have where we are collating the data in the background so that it can be efficient. So when the day of the events are on us, all of the professors will have the students' information in advance. And they'll be able to then, we'll flow through, because we expect to have at least about 100 students doing this for this year. And we want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to audition.
Okay, but before we get out of here, I want to be able to get a little bit more information from you. What is the overarching goal? What is the ultimate goal that you want to be able to see emulate out of this particular program?
Listen, Matt, really, I don't know if you would see the faces on the students and on the parents who come with the students to be able to know that they now have an opportunity to go off to a university. This is all about saving our young kids in the society. Not they just come out of high school, we don't want them to be drifting, and that if they have this musical talent, they could use it where they could further themselves. So we have students who've gone off and not just be musically inclined as far as degrees. We've had engineers come back, right? I know of several. We have medicals. So they just use the music as a means of getting into the university.
And then take advantage of it.
And then they take advantage.
This is absolutely excellent. I want to thank both of you gentlemen for being able to sit here with us. This is good. And I commend the Church of God for being able to do this, Church of God of Prophecy for being able to do this. This is a truly amazing thing. Listen, be a part of this. Be a part of the Jumper Urban Renewal Band and all these particular things. April 2nd,
we'd just like to also highlight that on Easter Sunday.
Easter Sunday.
Right, Easter Sunday at 5 o'clock at the Church of God of Prophecy on East Street. We're going to showcase the young adults who are all auditioning. They're going to come together and they're going to have the Urban Renewal Band, the Urban Renewal Choir, yes, the Church of God of Prophecy Junior Band, the Church of God of Prophecy Children's Choir. We're going to have a gala event so that we want everybody to come out and enjoy themselves and watch our youngsters and their musical talent.
Well, make sure you join. I want to thank you gentlemen again for being able to do that. We hope that you guys are enjoying this conversation, because I truly am. Stay tuned. Our final segment is going to be right up after this.
My motto is one girl at a time. If we start with just one thing and we build on that, I think that makes a whole big difference. When we started out, we didn't anticipate having 1,000 children here. Our goal was to reach one child at a time. The whole idea was to find a safe place for them, some place for them to express their talents and their giftings, and also a positive environment for them to be in. I do the work that I do in my community because I see that they can become more than they are. I can see that they will be great in this community. I can see born leaders. And one thing I can say, the change in them has affected their families. If we started something small, it grows, and we have a greater impact on the community as a whole. Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
When all dogs are hungry, you have to feed them to make sure they stay healthy. You have to feed them every day.
In a world where our health defines our future and the Caribbean stands on the front lines of climate change, rising NCDs and global challenges, knowledge becomes our greatest defense.
back. This is our last segment. I had a great conversation with Urban Renewal. Did not know it was going to be this exciting. Thought they were going to bring some kids to play up in the front here. And next time, I'm with none other than Managing Director of Urban Renewal, Stephen Dean, my very good friend. I know him a long time.
It's a good pleasure.
Praise God for you being here. Talk to me about this, because you thought you were going to get away, but you had to come here and sit with me. Talk to me.
Oh, Urban Renewal is one of the ambitious social intervention programs ever graced this country and probably this region. Urban Renewal is the antidote to most of our problems, our social problems, and community uplifted. And one asks, what are some of the misconceptions about Urban Renewal? Urban Renewal is just not about perfection. It's about developing communities. It's about ongoing. It's ongoing. It's ongoing. It's about progress. What you see. It's not just about even building communities. It's about building lives. I think that's the most important part, the lives that we have built. Persons want to ask what success looks like. Success looks like we have a judge in New York who came to the Urban Renewal Band program. We have a lady from a sergeant in the Royal Bahamas Police Force, came from Enos Jumping Corner, who played in the Royal Bahamas Police Force. We have a doctor from Quaco Street, who got an opportunity to go away just through the music program. That's what success looks like to us. When we can see the senior citizens, say they finally get somebody who's looking out for them and doing some great things. Success is when children can have eyeglasses. Who wouldn't have the opportunity? You're wondering why they were not doing well in school. Now they can see.
They couldn't see.
They couldn't see.
My God.
That's what success is.
We thought they couldn't read.
That's what success is.
My God.
And Urban Renewal, there are so many untold stories about it. People had a lot of misconceptions, and Urban Renewal is ongoing.
People politicize it. Now,
yes.
you don't want to say this, but I can say this.
Yes.
People have politicized the concept because it was birthed out of Perry Gladstone Christie, the Right Honorable, and his capacity and his tenure.
Yes, no question.
The truth
is
that this was an essential program.
Excellent. I think if it had been kept on along the trajectory, we would have been much further ahead in this Bahamas today. But I can tell you, it is not the politics. When we go into the community, it's not about politics. The home needs to repair. I can't determine if you have F&M, COI, and all of that. Home needs to fix. Someone needs to get something to eat. I can't. There's no time to determine what your political persuasion is.
This is like F&M outside. Don't make no sense.
So I'm just saying to you, it's not about that. And you can see we have people from all the divide are involved in Urban Renewal. All of our programs, very successful. And I'm going to tell you the success. The people in Urban Renewal work hard every day. They come to work hard every day. They want to see success. They want to see, when you talk about the band, the auditions, the children who get an opportunity for scholarships. So after the Easter holidays, we expect at least almost 100 of them will be going away to school. The opportunity they would not ordinarily had. Urban Renewal is about providing opportunities for people. It's about giving chances. Right now we have the SBDC program, Small Business Developer. We are working with them, giving people chance. You should see the people who have signed up. People, hundreds of young men are given opportunity, particularly in these inner cities. And that program is working extremely well, extremely well.
Well, I got to talk to you a little bit more on two notes. One note, I got to talk to you about how I could participate to be able to give of my volunteerism, of my time and effort to be able to make sure that we can get these things done. And secondly, I'd like to have a further conversation with Ms. Lily May just to be able to talk about how to take care of your wife program, how to take care of your husband program. This is essential. This is an essential program.
You name it.
How you take care of your husband.
You name it.
Let people just sign up for that.
You name it. You name it, you come to Urban Renewal. We got the solution for everything. Whatever situation you have. If you want to live better with your wife, come to Urban Renewal. You want to live better with your children? Come to Urban Renewal.
If your wife growing, send it to Urban Renewal.
Urban Renewal is the place. It's the place to be. It's the place to be. But I'm going to tell you, it's a wonderful program. And I just want the person, particularly those who are in the band, if you're interested in this signing up, go online with the email is nbacocop@gmail.com. that you can sign up for this program. We want young people to take advantage of this. But I can say with the leadership we have in Urban Renewal, with our ministers, the interesting thing about it, we had Minister Bell, who was involved in Urban Renewal when they first started. Minister Keith Bell. You had Lisa Raming, who's the minister. You have now Algernon Allens, the Right Honorable Algernon Allen. You had Her Excellency was involved in this. Right now, we have some hard-working people like our P.S. Sanders, who are on the ground. All these people are on the ground. Our staff are working now. Urban renewal is not 9 to 5. It's 24/7. So some positive thing. But Howard, I cannot leave without saying everything hinge on funding. Funding. So we say to corporate Bahamas out there, who wants to see a better person? Who wants to see a better young Charlie? Want to see a better young Susan? Bring the monies in, the funds in, because we need to buy instruments for the band. We need transportation. We need to feed a lot of people. We need to repair homes. For the funding, and we know we have it, and we trust that this Bahamian people will respond like how they always do to refunding.
I like this. I like what you're saying. I like urban renewal. One of the things I want to be able to put there in this kind of a conversation that we're having tonight with all seriousness, there's one of the things that's actually missing in this country right now, and that's there's sort of a structure for our kids. Let's just be very clear, okay? And an environment where you may not necessarily have a father, you may not necessarily have structure, you want to be able to do that. Introduce them to urban renewal.
No question.
I am one of the proponents that tell you go into Martintown Primary School and go into 8 Mile Rock High School in Grand Bahama. Let me be very clear with you. The CM